G'day everyone, Matt over here.
Sorry, is that me? That's me.
The brick boards here. At least I know the sound's working.
Why is Wally flat on his back? What are you doing?
Went a bit Wally.
If you eat bacon, you would not tell it's a fake cheese. It's bacon.
I was in a house fire whilst my mum was at work.
Was it caused by you?
So
That's a yes. Yeah, is that right, Sam?
I believe so. There's another little Easter egg in the Death Star. You mentioned the Luke and Vader one, but there's another one. If you throw it at a wall, you can recreate the scene where it explodes.
Oh, his eyes just fell as you said that. But yeah, it just means that he has to be in a very specific position, otherwise he'll just. Oh my god! It's the only time that I've considered glue for Lego.
There's two now! It doesn't matter!
And welcome along to this Family Bricks live stream, number 28 in this series. Just been chatting with a few people backstage, and I think there's good energy for tonight, and certainly going to be doing in the third hour, so about 2 hours from now, an Ahsoka recap. So until then, we won't sort of spoil it. So if you just want to come along, listen to your Lego and everything like that, and hear his chat, then there's going to be no spoilers. But certainly in the third hour, we'll get into Ahsoka, which has just started yesterday, and having somebody else join us for that last hour as well. So be interesting to do that. And also just been chatting a little bit about the new instructions and scanning and doing all that sort of good stuff. So be interesting to continue that discussion as it's coming along. And the usual social media stuff, share, like, and subscribe. And a shout out to the replay gang. Always appreciate you guys coming through and watching wherever it is, or listening in the car and things like that. As always, shout out to Brian's Bricks, who left a comment down as replay gang. So if you are watching this back on the replay and you leave a comment down below, I'll give you a shout out next time. And also too, if anybody wants to help the channel out a little bit as a super chat, always appreciated as well. I'm hoping this week I got a poll here about Ahsoka. I noticed I put one up and then it died, and then I put another one up. So hopefully it's still there, still working the bugs out of that lot. And in the meantime, we'll just give a quick little plug to the sponsor. Helps pay for a few little things here. This video is brought to you by McCatsim Holiday Homes in Margate and Broadstairs. Great for a week's holiday or a weekend escape, being just over an hour east of London, UK. Treat yourself to amazing sunsets, a Lego wall, or great food. Visit www.macatsim.com and mention this YouTube video and we'll look after you. We'll start bringing some people in, and I think we'll start off with the first person who jumped in early tonight, which is always good. And I think they're in between just finishing up one sort of job and about to start another one. Welcome along to One Brick Stud. How are you going this evening?
Yeah, all good. Not bad. It's been a tiring week, a long week, week of just juggling work and university commitments, work, going home, university, go to bed, work, go home, university, work, and so on. But thank goodness it's Friday Eve.
Friday Eve. I thought for a second that you're going to go Friday evening, and it's like, wait a minute, I know I've lost track of days, but it's not that bad.
No, but good. But also as well, I'm finishing off my one job, so I'm actually my last day of my job is tomorrow. Because obviously whether you guys know, I've for the past 10 years, I've specialized in primary physical activity. So physical activity for children between the ages of 4 and 11. And then in September, I'm going to explore a new challenge, looking at sports coaching in children who have been exposed to trauma and drugs and got mental health issues and so on. So it's a challenge that I'm really looking forward to. With September, I'm going to be distracted in September. Try not to, because of the upcoming green got set, but I'm going to make sure I'm professional to the end and just give it my all, really.
You go from there. Yeah, no, I was thinking that a second ago. It's probably you've got the countdown on. It's like, how many more sleeps till Gringotts?
Sleeps, it comes out week tomorrow, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Week tomorrow, so that's about 1,300 hours, minute. I don't know, but but yeah, it comes out week tomorrow, so I can't wait. Train up to Birmingham, and then pick it up. Yeah,
pick it up. Get the GWP with it and everything like that. So we'll have a bit more a chat about that throughout the evening, and I think we'll get a few more people in. Somebody else who's I know has been plugging away through their own lifestyle sort of challenges and things, and it was good to see them actually building a set rather than taking them apart, which they've been doing for all the previous weeks. Welcome along to Brick Askew. How are you going this evening?
Hey, yeah, very well, thank you. Thanks for having me on again.
Really?
You all right, Chris? How you doing?
Yeah, all good, thanks. You all right, mate?
Yeah, all good, all good. Yeah, building something
How's
today,
your...
like you say. And yeah, it's been a busy week. Work's been really busy. We've changed everything, how we're doing, and my workload shot up. So it's been busy, but big news as well. We exchanged on our house last week and are completing next week.
Nice one.
So yeah, moving everything over, starting to actually happen.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. No, that's brilliant. Yeah, the getting to exchange and sometimes can be a bit of a nightmare. So certainly once you get over that hurdle and until that, your life's kind of in a bit of limbo as well. It's kind of like, this week, next week, 3 months, like.
Yeah, that's it. And especially because on the day, well, it dragged out for I think a couple of days, 2 or maybe even 3 days. Like, oh, you might be exchanging today. Oh no, it's not happening today. It'll be tomorrow. Oh, you might be exchanging today. Oh no, it won't be today. It'll be tomorrow. And as soon as it happens, like, okay, everyone's contractually obliged now. Like, we can't get out of it, so it's definitely ours. So yeah, there's a bit of a relief, but then the realization that we've actually got to sort everything out kicked in, and so I've been packing a lot this week and shifting everything around in the flat. You might see me surrounded by boxes. So yeah, I apologize for the state of my background. It was bad before, but it's
like a sort of a time lapse over the weeks of the boxes moving around, and then when you're in your new location, it's like click bang, new location now. Okay, we know you've moved.
yeah, and then that will probably change because I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. I don't think I've got the budget to do much new, but hopefully over time it will slowly change, or it will just suddenly change. There'll just be a big bang, and I'll sort it out over a weekend or something.
Get it all done that way. Okay, brilliant, excellent. No, that's good news to hear, and certainly moving forward, and life is no longer completely in limbo as such. So, and okay, well, always great to have you on as well. And we'll just bring in a few more people that we've still got waiting patiently out in the carry room. I'm in the green room. We've got our favorite affiliate link from Amazon Germany. Welcome in, Lady McBrick. She's been keeping it up on messages during the week.
I'm so glad that I'm able to share it with you, to keep it neutral. And just share
I certainly always appreciate it. Yeah. It's always good when you open it up. It's like, here's another deal.
Right.
So how's your week been?
Not bad. I'm a bit I put myself in a tricky position because I'm a Hogwarts. I'm a Hogwarts fan. I'm a Harry Potter fan. And I won the Harry Potter gift with purchase. And I kind of had my mind made up of buy the Hogwarts Castle, get the gift with purchase. Now I saw what you just mentioned. Amazon Germany had it discounted to 144 euros from 170 euros. And I was debating with myself, yeah, should I buy it? Should I wait? If I buy it now from Amazon, what am I going to do with the gift with purchase? Because then it's already here. And then I thought, okay, then I have to buy Gringotts right away.
Of course, you have to buy Gringotts.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was out of the question. I definitely had to, but it's 430 euros. I could have waited for double VIP points.
Oh no. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
But then is the discount, because what's double VIP? That's 10%, isn't it? So it's about
Yeah.
40 euros, right? So yeah, okay. I guess how much is the GWP worth to you? Is it worth 40 euros? Because do you buy them secondhand? Do you buy them off of the secondhand market?
No, I bought. I never did that. Yeah,
No.
but the Harry, and that's the other thing. I like I like the thought of being able to build something right away. If I had bought it from Lego, I would have to wait at least a week till it's delivered. I bought it discounted from Amazon, and supposedly I'm supposed to get it on September 2nd. They want to ship it right away, so I would get it instantly. For me, it's instantly.
Yeah.
No, occasionally, once or twice, when we've done an order on Amazon, a pre-order or something, it's actually arrived the day before it was actually being released. So it's kind of okay.
That would be even better.
But most of the times, otherwise, it's like if you do the pre-order, it's 3 or 4 days later or something like that. So I think it's more of a luxury. With that said,
and on top of everything, I'm very, very excited about the new CMS. And I'm even more excited now that I saw the box. The box looks gorgeous.
Have yours?
Yeah, it does.
We can maybe go into it anyway. But have yours been delayed? My set's been delayed. Lego gave too many in the UK, at least. Lego gave too many to the supermarkets who've been putting them out early, and now the smaller shops are having to wait longer. So I think my set won't arrive with my guy, as we were saying the other day, until I think the 22nd of September. So they might not get to me before the end of the month.
Yeah. That is not nice. I saw. I sent you the clip from via the Instagram clip, and it said that JB Spielwaren, the sets arrived. So I guess I'm covered.
That's right then. Yeah.
At least I should have listened to the end. Not that it said, "We got the sets, all of them, except of the one for Lady McBrick." I think Matt is frozen us.
I think so.
Yes, he really was still.
I think he was trying to bring in the next person.
Well, while I'm still here, I'll quickly bring in our one of our next guests as well, so that if I do disappear, then you can all be chatting away. Let's see now. Somebody else been going along. I think they're anticipating some instruction scanning and all the good stuff which goes along with that. And I think during the week, expanding the cabinet footprint for goodness knows what. We'll find out all about it. Welcome along, Trevor. How are you going this evening?
Hi, Matt. Hi, Chris. Hi, Ollie. Hi, Nicole.
Hello, mate.
How are we doing?
Yeah.
Good to be back. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, no, it's always great having you in. So how's your sort of week been? I know similar to me, you have to somehow brave the holidays with the kids, and they seem to keep on going and going, but the light's at the end of the tunnel. So how's it all coming with you?
Yeah, not too bad. I've been juggling a bit of childcare with work as well. So I've been to work the last 3 days. My mum's helped me out with some childcare. So I brought them back last night and watched a certain program that we won't mention right now, but we'll dig into that a bit later on. So yeah, got the boys back. Going to build some Lego this evening. Going to build some Lego tomorrow. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good. And congratulations, Chris, on your new venture. That sounds really exciting.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Ollie, on your exchange. And
Thank
congratulations, Nicole, on shooting the Amazon shares right up through the roof. So keep on going. That's what I say.
Yeah, right. Congratulations on spending money. Oh, thank you.
Hey, do you like my new background?
Excellent.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your video on Instagram was ace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, the lighting company's been in touch about that, so might be some more to come. So yeah.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah,
they happen to see
Nice.
it. So yeah. I thought it was just an idea with the curtain light and another bookshelf. You can never have enough bookshelves, can you?
Right.
The Lego rapidly expanding as Matt.
Starting to fill up all. Yeah, starting to fill up all your frame, and it's not feeling asymmetrical. It's sort of like nice and balanced.
But I did think about you when I thought I've got to get this asymmetrical on it. So
when you did those cube brick lights or whatever, and you only had it on one side, it's just the OCD in me was really kicking. It's like, oh, that's just irritating me. So
I've moved them. I've moved them to another room, so you won't have to put up with that anymore.
It's excellent. All right, then what we might just do is take a quick trip around, see what everyone's building, and then sort of go from there. So, One Brick Stud, what are we sort of looking at building this evening?
I am not building. I've been obviously recently, the past couple of weeks, just been building the Lego Harry Potter banners that open up into dorms. Obviously, I completed that range of sets. And obviously with purchasing Gringotts next week, I'm just gonna have a week of not building. But this evening, I'm gonna be scanning a fair few amount of manuals. I tried it yesterday. It's so simple, and I've got a little pile here. I say a pile. I've got 65 manuals. I'm gonna be scanning, and to increase those points that I may put towards Gringotts. Yeah, so that's my plan this evening.
Oh, brilliant, excellent. Yeah, no, it's. I think we were chatting a little bit backstage about all the books and everything like that. So it'll be interesting to sort of see how you get on with that. And so you said 65, and sort of see. I'm sure you'll do it at a leisurely pace, but it'll be interesting to see if you do get through all 65, or if you get some sort of weird limits or something quirky happening.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a little bit. Might not get through all of it, but I'll see what I can do.
See how you go on with it. Oh, brilliant, excellent then. And moving along, Brick Askew this evening. Are we building, or are we playing sort of Tetris with some boxes and packing and things?
I am indeed building. I'm building the Blacktron Cruiser GWP. I think I got it at the beginning of the year, so it's been sat on a shelf for a long time, and I've been waiting a few weeks to build it as well. And today's the day.
Oh, nice, excellent. Yeah, that's. I think much the same. Picked up a GWP at some stage. It may have been when they did the re-jig of it or re-release in the last month or so. Something one day.
Yeah, because
I was from other people built it.
Was a bit like, oh, it seemed a bit special when it first came out, and then it came out again. It's like, okay, fair enough. not quite as special.
Yeah, it's always interesting when they do that with the GWPs, and they come back, and you're sort of like, well, if you didn't get it the first time, it's good, but if you did get it the first time and you can't get it the second, it's always a little bit on the more annoying side. And Kerry, The link is actually this week is in the jump on that.
Shall I resend it?
Let me
Yeah.
know, otherwise we
I
can try to
could.
get to you again. So yeah, just check out
Yeah.
the and then moving along. Nicole, what are you looking at building this evening?
Just one hint for Carrie. She has to scroll back because it was sent very early. Because I needed a second to find it as well.
Oh,
Yeah, I noticed Matt was extremely well organised this week.
Yeah.
I was enjoying
I'm planting a tree in my city.
oh,
nice.
nice.
It's a lovely set that is.
You're going on a full-on dreams quest, like Trev. Then
I don't know who's influencing who here.
Right. This time it's really Trevor. I'm having an eye on the friend sets that you built the other week as well. But what do you think? I plan on up there to have a dreams shelf.
Yeah,
Do you
that
think?
would work. Yeah,
Yeah,
that would work.
it'd
be
If you're
good.
going to get the shark ship's quite long though, the nightmare shark ship. So just be prepared for that. It's about as long as your bat cave, I'd say.
Yeah,
Close.
but that
you know.
should be, yeah, I hope it will be alright. The brickhead will be kicked off the shelf, and then fingers crossed.
is that your third though? Have you got two up there? Is that the bunny and the stable?
Right. Yeah, and I will. I kind of like the head up there. It looks a bit as if I had a second head
I think
coming out of my head.
keep it until after Halloween, maybe. Halloween
Oh,
soon,
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ish.
getting it in there early. So okay, brilliant. And just I'll come back to you in a sec there, Trevor. We've got currently in the Kerry room, named after her namesake. Welcome along to Kerry. How's your week been so far?
Hi, Kerry.
Hey.
I've got a confession to make. I actually forgot about the group we made. So I've just been going back through our chats map going, he's not sent the link, how rude. And then when you send it to the group, I'm like, oh yeah. Oopsie daisy.
Yeah.
Never mind, sorry.
No, I think as Trevor sort of pointed out, it's the first time that I actually managed to get the stream sort of up and early. I think it was about 3 or 4 days. Usually it's sort of the day of or the day before. So
Yeah, I forgot that. What's really bad as well is I don't get Instagram messages until I actually go into Instagram and see them. It's really annoying because sometimes I'll not check my Instagram for a day and then I'm like, oh, check it, and I've got loads and loads of messages. Like, it's really annoying. I've tried to reset my settings and all the time. I don't know. I'm not very technologically minded, so.
See, I'll have mine set up like that on purpose because, yeah.
There's too many messages.
Yeah, one fewer. Well, not that I got loads of messages on there, but it's, yeah, one fewer set of notifications to worry about.
Yeah, I have it so it doesn't keep notifying you every time, but I have it with a little notification number, so you know you've got a few messages to read. That's all.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look at that. Yeah, never mind.
Because at work you don't want it to keep going off. You know what I mean?
Oh, I have it on silent anyway, to be fair. I don't like noises, so. Which is a bit silly because it's attached to my doorbell. I'm not very social.
Oh, my colleague's got one of them, and you think, hey up, somebody's at your door.
Yeah.
You just know. You just know every time somebody's at his door.
Yeah. But mine starts barking, so I put it on silent. Anyway, how is everybody doing?
Good, thank you. You?
Yeah, good.
I've got a rare Thursday off. However, I am working Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So, yeah, that's the pushback. It's going to be a busy.
Yeah, it's always the thing with hospitality and sort of bank holiday weekends in summer. Like, gee, I wonder what's going to happen there.
Well, it was the same last week as well. That was the problem. So it's because the boss is on holiday, and I've got next Friday booked off because I'm obviously going down to London, and then I've got Sunday booked off because it's the start of a 2-week holiday on Sunday, where I'm going to Billund. Woo-hoo. Can't wait.
Oh, nice.
That's come around already.
Because you're growing with a group of friends with that, aren't you?
Yeah, I didn't actually realise. Well, it didn't compute in my head that Billund is in the same month as Gringotts coming out. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be skinned at the end of the month, eh?
And I'm like, oh no. Yeah, I did make bonus to the first half of the year. Unfortunately, it gets paid at the end of September. So it's like, ooh, and I'm not going to know how much I got paid. So it's like, do I spend on my credit card thinking I've got this much paid, or it's a tough one.
And I was going to say, I start my new job when I earn Gringotts, so I might have to tell my new employers for the first week I'm not going to be there. First impressions. Got to get your priorities right,
I'm so excited. Well, I'm not going to get Gringotts first though. I'm going to get the microscale.
Hogwarts Castle and Grounds. Yeah, I'm going for that as well. Yeah.
Are you getting Gringotts on AFOL day then, Carrie? Have you decided?
Yeah. I'm definitely. Well, that's the plan. But obviously, whilst I'm in there in the moment, I might get, I might have to go and get it. I'm not sure. We'll see. I'm going to go and see the Lego designers. Greg's going to be there. Greg's buying it. You know what happens.
Oh, Greg will have you buying it then, Kerry. Stay strong. Stay strong.
I am going to try and stay strong because I do want to. I basically now we've zapping all these £20 as well. I've now got £205 worth of vouchers. So, yeah.
That's cool. Except that the gift with purchase is still around when you purchase. If you decide to purchase on AFOL day,
well,
so the gift with purchase is still available.
Well, then I might have two because I'll be getting. If the gift with purchase is not just with Gringotts, it's with any.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'll be getting it anyway. I'm definitely spending to that threshold on the first, no matter what I buy. Even if I have to buy duplicates, I'm getting the. I'm getting the gift with purchase.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't got the new Wheezes and Wheelers yet, and I haven't got the Patronus. So there is things that I can get.
Yeah.
So it's in the UK, TJ. It's £130. So it's probably about.
I think it's 120 in the UK, isn't it?
It's
130 US, I think.
Yeah, $130 or £120. So.
Yeah.
Gary, do you know whether the Harry Potter set is not really a set, but the stand on which you can put minifigures and the lunchbox, do they count as well?
I don't know, but can you actually buy them in the store? I know you can buy them online.
Yeah.
I don't think you can in the store, only online, things like that.
Because I tend not to buy online. But to be fair, I do have to buy something online if I need to get the last of the, those collectibles. What these? I've got one loaded up, and I was thinking of getting that stand actually for the mini. So I might get that. Yeah, so I don't think you can get them in the store, can you? So I might actually get that.
Yeah.
But I get 60 days. I get 60 days as well to do that. So, just my hubby's going downstairs. Talking about money.
Oh.
Hello. That's gone. Yeah. So I'm gonna get something online. I'm gonna get into trouble in a minute. But yeah, so I might, if I can get like as many gift purchases as possible. It's I've got to be careful. Actually, I can't spend that much money. I'm just thinking.
Got that bonus coming, Kerry.
It's at least £500, but obviously I need to save some money to get like. Pirates as well, so I've got to get a Mega Man a pirate. Yeah. So,
you're going to make loads of money on those pirates, though, aren't they? Isn't that the plan?
I'm not going to make loads of money from a Mega Man because that'd be mean. But
yeah, that's fair.
Then, yeah. I've told him £120, which I think is quite reasonable. So I've got to go with it, so.
Yeah, cause I think people have been selling for 200 odd or something.
I'm not going to do that to mates.
No, that's.
So yeah.
Now there is a chance to find out how good friends we are. Like, can you get me a pirate and then see how much you charge for it?
£120. I've sent mates. If mates race is £120. So,
okay.
Yeah. Depends on how many I can bring back.
You taking an empty suitcase with you?
I am taking an empty suitcase. Yeah, we got. I paid. So I need to make at least £60 because that's how much the luggage cost.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's not worth it if I don't bring at least 4 home.
Right.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah. But also, I can't remember what other exclusives are there. The duck's not there anymore, is it?
How's that got? Because they're the printer and the dinosaurs. Are they exclusive?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think the brick making machine or whatever they called, that's definitely not there. The house was still there when I was there in May. The duck was there. You've got the giraffe one, which doesn't get much exposure. And there's another one I'm thinking of, which I think is still there. Obviously, the pirate.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look.
The dinosaurs. I'm just trying to remember the dinosaurs, whether they were still there. They may not have been, but yeah. So just to finish up, going through what everyone. Yeah. Just going through. Trevor, what were you sort of working on this evening?
I'm working on Gryffindor house banner.
Very nice.
Good taste. Good taste.
Yeah.
I thought you'd say that, Chris.
Yeah, it's a good one, that. Yeah.
I'm going to be building this. So, yeah, you got to be on to them now.
You plan to get the others, Trev?
Plus Tom's collecting. I think he's got one more, actually. But is there a 4 in the set, Chris?
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah,
that's 4.
Yeah. So, yeah, another 2 down.
Yeah, it sounds like being influenced. Everyone's sort of influencing everyone else for different things and aspects. So.
What's in everybody's Harry Potter?
Good to see there.
I mean, yeah.
I potted out my main Harry Potter set the other day. You might be horrified.
Finished my train, by the way. Let me see if I can pick it up.
Was it Attack on the Burrow?
That's correct.
Yeah, it's an awesome set.
Yeah, it was a good set, but yeah, I potted it out. Oh, nice.
It's just behind my head, that set.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah,
there it is.
Front and center.
Oh, by the way, Carrie, while seeing this train, do you have the big exclusive UCS set?
Yeah, she does. It's up there. Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. If anyone else wants it, at least yesterday it was €100 off.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
I got it for €100 off anyway. I got it for €150 off, so it's fine.
Yeah.
That's what I did last year. Yeah.
I got mine with £65 off when it Smiths, because it became a Smiths exclusive, and when it came out, I was like, it's a great display piece, but it's just not worth what it was for retail. So I just waited for it to drop down in price, and luckily it did.
Yeah, well, I did the same last year that I did this year. So basically, I saved up all my points from the year before. No, not all of them, quite a few, and I had a £100 voucher, and I got it on AFOL day. So I got £160 off of it, I think.
Yeah.
So that's when I decided that obviously if it's going to be an exclusive every year, that's what I'm going to do every year. I'm going to save up and see how much I can get off of it. So I've spent quite a lot of money to have got £200 worth of points this year, haven't I?
So Ollie, is that going to be your first build in your new house, maybe, Burrow?
What's that say?
Is the Burrow going to be your first build in your new house?
Oh no, mate! It's that I parted it out, so it's all the parts have gone into my collection. It's got loads of good parts in it.
Parted it out. Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. I took it apart about, I don't know, over 6 months ago, and it's just been sat in a bag doing nothing. So took the parts. I've had to be a bit brutal. We get the keys on Wednesday, so a week yesterday, and I think depends. We might be moving in like straight away. We're not sure because we're getting flooring delivered on the Thursday, but we don't know if it's. I think it could be anywhere between 7 and 1 o'clock. So I don't want to be getting up at 6 o'clock.
And then all your Lego shelves delivered on Friday. Is that right? Did I hear that right?
They're already here. They're getting moved over the week after. I've got to wait ages before I can start setting that room up.
I bet it's exciting to set your new room up.
Yeah, it is, trying to figure out how it's going to be and what I can do with it. I'm going to try and have a couple of, because it's my office as well, so I'm going to have my desk for work, but try and have another like workspace separate, so that I don't have to clean it up every time I have to work, basically. So because that's the thing, I have to set aside like 10-15 minutes after building before starting work to then clean up and actually be able to do my job.
Yeah.
Just curious, does anybody know when BB-8 came out? Because I thought that was way past 2018 and there's no code on there.
I think it was before, because I started buying Lego 2018, and that was before my time.
Yeah, and also it's Star Wars as well, thinking about it, and I stopped collecting Star Wars in 2018. So it must have been.
Because
So
in 2018, Nicole, Amazon weren't doing very well until you started. So,
Right.
Yeah, it would have been about right.
Yeah,
So all this
right.
big pile that I've just picked up is all my Star Wars Lego, and I'm thinking, why is there no codes on it? And that's why, because that's when I stopped collecting Star Wars.
There are some without codes though, on there, I think.
Oh no, there's a lot.
It's
all from 2015.
But I mean, even from 2018, apparently.
Yeah, well, all
Alan,
Harry
wasn't
Potter
it,
sets
AV
came out
Bricks?
in 2018, and none of them have got codes either. So.
Okay. Yeah.
It does make you wonder if they're putting them on that long ago, what they were thinking about. Because you just don't go, oh, we'll just put on a bunch of random QR codes, make each one unique for something maybe in the future. Like it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's kind of how it works. Like when you're, I've only got experience of tracking data from the software side of thing, but people do just put random tags, as it were, in their software without any real idea what they're going to do with them. So it might just be that Lego had a rough idea or knew that they'd want to track that data somehow, but didn't know exactly.
That's interesting. I'm not an IT guy, but I always thought that you first need to know what the QR code is supposed to do. Then you create the QR code based on the data that you want to extract or give. You cannot first create the QR code and then afterwards attach something to it. That's what I thought.
Because I guess as long as you know the code from the QR code, so you can track it, it's just, I suppose, to be fair, they probably would have had to put, depending on what data they want to get out of it, they probably would have had to attach the data to the code beforehand. But it might be that they've just done the unique codes first and then added to them. So it might be that the ones from 2018 might not have much data for them, but later on, 2019 onwards, might have more data. And I don't know, to be honest. The actual inside of it, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's what people. So AV Bricks did a massive thing where he basically found lots and lots of sets that don't have, and they've all got 4-row on them. So like this one's got 4-row in it, so it's this one as well. And then all the brickheads start with 4, apparently he said, and none of the brickheads have got them on.
Because some of the brickheads do, a bunch of them don't. And then there's also the thing of like if you've got multiple
if you've got multiple sets, it works.
Then only one of them has the code on.
Yeah, but so I have got multiple. But I basically messaged Lego and said my brickheads have all got, none of them have got codes on, and they said no, they're exempt. He messaged them and said my brickheads have not got codes on them, and they gave him 2,000 points.
Oh really?
Yeah. So.
Do you think?
Knock on the door. Message him again.
Yeah, people were saying, "Oh, it's about the price," and it's not, because, like, that's a microfight, and they're like £8, and that's got a code on it.
Yeah, maybe they forgot.
Do you think that they should? We should get more points for how expensive these sets we are scanning.
No, because we're only getting points for them.
But
So I
you
can
know what I
see,
mean. So it's a
yeah.
bit like, well, you could buy like, I don't know, 10 microfighters, and then you get like, you know, 20 points for each
yeah, I
one,
suppose.
and then I could spend £100 on one set, and I've got 20 VIP points for one set.
Yeah.
You know, I just kind of think maybe just a few extra points for more expensive sets.
I'm a bit of the mindset to be blunt, be grateful for what you get.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing before, so
The other thing
yeah.
as well is I mean, I don't know whether I'm going to go that far to get like a £5 off, but what if I swapped all my manuals with somebody else and scanned their manuals and then they scan mine? Is it going to
What's
work?
that, sorry? What if you scan them first and then give them to someone else, or just?
Yeah. I mean,
No, so yeah, it was unique. As soon as it's scanned,
as soon as it scans, it's
wait,
done.
yeah,
It knows it's been scanned.
It's
Yeah.
unique. Yeah, it's all unique, isn't it? So maybe use once.
yeah.
That's probably a good thing then. Because otherwise, there's going to be lots and lots of people being a bit naughty. It's not about the size of the pamphlet either, because that's a microfighter one and that's a briquettes, and it's a lot smaller and that's got a code on it and that one hasn't. So.
Yeah.
Some of the brickheads I've got, I'm sure they did have them.
None. I've not seen any of mine. I've got a big stack of them, and none of those have, and that's not even all of them. So, unless I've just missed it, I don't think I have.
I don't think the 5 set of the recent Star Wars 5 set had a code.
No, neither is the
But then Lord of the Rings did. Yeah, because the Lord of the Rings ones had them.
Lord of the Rings
for sure.
one, I've got it. So I haven't. That's one of the briquettes that I haven't opened yet.
Okay.
Which I'm just about to now. If I can find it. I don't know where it is. It's over there somewhere. I'll do it later. Well, I've decided now that I'm going to rearrange all mine, because they were all over the stock. I was just reaching down, grabbing a pamphlet, zapping it. Then I thought, right, I need to actually put these in some form of organisation because they're everywhere.
I have been finding instruction books all over the place while I've been packing everything up. Like, okay, there's another one. What are you doing over here? But
They didn't start very well. They were all in this tub, you know. But then I think I outgrew the tub.
For the most part, I did have 2 boxes. They were fairly contained, but yeah, there's still some rogues.
TJ really made a good point, but I fear that many of the ones who bought battle packs, they might have gotten the VIP points, the additional ones, but they will be really, really annoyed and pissed because they threw away all the instructions. Because if do you really keep, if you bought 20 battle packs, all the 20 instructions of the same battle pack?
Yeah, I think I bought 6 501st battle packs, and I've only got 1 set of instructions.
Right. Can you imagine? That must be annoying. Having spent the money.
Yeah, I recycled a bunch of them as well. Other ones as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know people that have just thrown every single manual that they've ever owned away.
Carrie's thrown them all away.
I was close to. I would have done this week if they'd done it in a couple of weeks' time. I would have.
I want a curly word.
Well,
okay.
Yeah, it was something I was thinking of doing as well. I thought about throwing all ours out. I was going to go with Tom and go through them all and bag them up, and then this happened.
Yeah.
No, I don't throw mine away. I kept them all.
Yeah, me too.
Don't know why. Some of them are useless, you know. Some of I haven't got the Lego sets, but some of them I've still got the instructions there. So
it's
I
quite
found
funny.
briquettes with the Mandalorian and Charles got one on.
Okay.
Very cool.
So it's not just Star Wars.
Yeah, it's just that I keep my instructions for 2 reasons. First, I don't trust Lego that they keep up the digital ones, and the second one, and I do not want to download it, store it myself, then need to take care of storage. Then while I have perfectly fine instructions, and then the second one is I don't keep my boxes because if I sell Lego, I really believe that whoever buys it, they will all be built. So they buy secondhand Lego anyway. I believe no one will decline the purchase of the set only because of the missing boxes. I still believe that the instructions will be the tipping point.
I think that's fair. Yeah, I think that
Nostalgia.
definitely put some people
So I've
off.
just found one of my
Yeah.
first ever Lego sets.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I do have a pack of.
Right in the
Are they
bottom.
around here? I've got a pack of like instruction from when I was a kid, from the 90s. I can't
I
remember.
got that for my 10th birthday.
Look at
Or
that.
10th
Wow.
Christmas.
Yeah.
That's old school.
That's
That.
incredible.
It's in good condition as well.
If they're in there, then
No QR code on that one.
no, definitely not that one. Yeah, I've got the box for it somewhere as well. I'm not sure where the. But the Lego sadly got stolen whilst I was moving. I was just thinking if the other one was in there as well, because I've got. No, it's not. So I had all the snowmobile sets. I did Technic Lego as a kid. Yeah, it's only that one. Well, that's an old service pamphlet from there as well. Not actually sure.
Oh, right.
What's that for?
So, so basically, it's got all the parts that are in your Lego set, but they're on a separate sheet. They weren't in your actual book.
Okay.
And then there was a thing there where you could order missing parts on the back. Very good. Yeah, good condition. That was and I think that one was where you can turn it, so you could get a set to turn it electric. I think that was that one. Or actually, it says 33 and 34, so that might have dropped out of the book, actually, thinking about it. Oh no, so it says 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 moment. Yeah. So it's showing you how to turn it into power functions.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's always cool.
Yeah, it's very good.
I think I'm going to ask me a question there, Kerry.
He's older than me, so he can jog on. It's him that's ancient, not me. Thank you very much. So I'm just looking at how far back these goes. That's the oldest one that I've got. But I've just found my Slave 1 instructions as well here. There's some instructions from a set that I took apart. Oh, that's not. Oh, that's 20th anniversary one, so I'll pop that one there. Comes up that one.
Is that the one that's worth loads?
The
Slave one.
yeah, the UCS one, yeah. So I was just trying to find a certain set that I've taken apart there and got the instructions out yet, so I'm going to sell it, but not got round to it. Yeah, so I have only found one code on a brickheads, and that's the Mandalorian one. The Mandalorian and Child one.
Been funny watching some channels the past couple of days. You know, people were scanning all their manuals. You know, the way they're reacting, you'd think they were printing money. You know, but yeah, wouldn't go that far. I mean, you know, what's it about 12p, 12.5p per manual, something along those lines. But you know, you think it's not a lot, but it soon adds up. It really does. It really
The
does.
guys that were scanning it, they're saying I've had to delete 400 billion pop-ups. It's like you just press hold and delete them all at once.
Is that what your thing was about? You have to use Safari for that, though, don't you?
Yeah,
I realised
there
I
is,
do it. Chrome.
I like the way Lego are thinking. You know, when you gift with purchase for Harry Potter, you know, you get the extra vault, then you can actually put money in. You know, it's like a little money box. But you think, bloody hell, you spend the amount of money you've spent, you're going to need to save at the end of that vault. I haven't got anything to put in it. You give me a money box. I have just spent it.
That's quite bizarre. I didn't think it would. I actually predicted a couple of months ago it'd be a generic vault. It had to be a generic vault. It didn't. It couldn't belong to anybody else. But I like the little bit of a play feature. You can fill it up with money and so on.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Yeah.
How do you get a total of how many points you've added, TJ? Because I can't figure out how to do that.
Maybe he did a count before.
No, I didn't check.
Yeah, he must have looked at what he had previous and then what he got after he'd scanned the manuals.
Oh, I'm not smart enough to do that. I've just started zapping them.
I donated all my instructions to Not That Sam Smith, Kerry.
Yeah.
I sent to these guys earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
So-
bought loads of instructions, hasn't he? To
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite a funny little journey. He seems to be going on with it.
Bless him. If he's making money, he's making money. Well, he's not making money. He's making Lego, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll let him wait for his video to.
He loves his Star Wars. He loves his Star Wars, doesn't he?
He does.
He knows quite a bit.
Yeah. He's really, really awesome, like mocker as well with his mocks.
Yeah.
His ideas are inspiration, are they?
Oh, I don't know. He's been doing it a fair bit longer than me.
He primarily mocks, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think I've seen him on London Calling a few times.
Yeah, I don't think he buys. He's never building a set whenever you see him. He's always just mocking.
No. They're always massive as well. At least lately they seem to be.
What, his mocks?
Yeah.
I can't remember what he's actually building. He was building last time. He was building like a trapdoor to open up or something. It was amazing. I was doing it. I'm like, how are you doing that?
Oh yeah, because he's doing the Indiana Jones stuff with Technic and that, wasn't he? But he's doing a more.
I think it comes from how much time he has, because he did a. What was it? He did a episode 5 little mock. It was one of the collaborative builds where they each did a lightsaber scene or something, and he did the one with the Wampa and Luke Skywalker, whatever. And it was a decent sized mock, and he did that in about a day because the convention was the next day, sort of thing. But I think it's one of those things where necessity becomes the mother of invention. You just sort of, okay, I've got a day, I've got these parts, just go for it.
Right.
But he did a sort of like filming the process video.
Is that one where Tech was building on the train on the way there?
I think it might have been. Because that was he did Ahsoka versus Darth Maul, didn't he? I think it was that one.
Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, technically.
What's that in there? Oh, I'm finding more thingies are just in my drawers.
I have to admit that I never watched a Lego Master episode or show at all. How much time do they have during announcement of the challenge?
I think it can be between like 6 and I think it's 24 hours for the final challenge. But yeah, it varies. I think it often seems to be over 12 hours though.
Yeah.
But if you're going to watch Lego Masters, if you only want to watch one, like set series, it's the Australian one is the one to go for.
Yeah. But can you imagine? You are told what to build or what theme to build, come up with the idea, with the design, and build it.
Yeah, it's a lot. All under pressure as well, right?
I'm not 100% positive though. They get a lot. So I might have a little birdie might have told me that it might say 12 hours, but they get a lot more time to build it than that.
Do they actually get more time? Because I know they get breaks as well, and it can be split over 2 days, so they've got time to think it all through and practice and So I wonder if you see like the first half is rubbish, and then the second half it suddenly gets a lot better.
And maybe when you are a Lego master, you go prepared that you have a certain repertoire of builds already in the back of your head. If I have to build a building, I have this. If I have to animals, I have a hamster, a dog, and a koala bear already as a design in the back of my head.
And I guess people probably get an idea roughly of what kind of things to expect, like building a bridge and see how much weight it can take, stuff like that, and building as tall as possible, and so they can use their previous seasons and the shows from everywhere else. Because I think Australia is the one that seems to do the new challenges first, so people in America, for instance, could just watch that and then be like, okay.
I still haven't seen it, I watched. I think I watched most of the American one. I watched the British one when was first out. That's the first time because we started it. Remember,
We
started
did start it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care what people say. I
It's a
enjoyed
bit
it.
weird though. It is a weird format. I couldn't get through the first episode, admittedly.
Yeah.
It was a bit
There
odd
was
when
less
there.
drama on it, wasn't there? There wasn't really much drama on it. We don't do drama.
Yeah, it was just a bit odd.
Yeah. But that reminds me, I need to get a cable. I have now a TV. For the very first time in many, many years. I have a working TV now. Now I need a cable because on September 1st, the German Lego Masters are about to start. So
Okay. Because they've had at least one series, haven't they? The German.
I've just given my my TV plan up and my so I've sent my Sky back and cancelled my TV license because I just don't watch TV. So I've now got Netflix and Disney and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't have a TV
Sky
license for years.
retentions. Yeah, I've had Sky retentions on the phone to me. They were there for an hour. I'm like, I don't understand. I don't watch TV. Well, what did you last watch? Harry Potter. All right, so on Netflix.
Right.
What else do you watch? Star Wars. Oh, so on Disney.
Right.
Okay, and I could just hear them dying a little bit inside every time I said it. Look,
Yeah.
I do not watch live TV. It's like I read the news. I don't watch the news. You know.
Nor do I.
There's no point in my having the TV. I said there's literally. I said the guy when he was looking into it when I eventually counted it, when I cancelled it, he basically I went, I can see that you haven't turned it on for 4 months, and this lady on the phone was like, well, how did you know that? I'm like, I don't know. You tell me how he knew that. He told me that he could tell I'd not turned it on for 4 months. She's like, well, he wouldn't know that, and I'm like, well, I don't know.
Yeah. Right.
And I'm like, surely they know because they can see when you turn your box on. And I've not turned my box on. So
yeah.
But yeah, so I've cancelled it. She said there is nothing I can do then. I went, no. She went, is it about the money? I went, well, of course it's about the money. I was spending £40 a month on something that I didn't use.
Right. Yeah.
I got lucky with cancelling my Sky broadband today because it was done in 2 minutes. I think the guy could tell I was just not gonna sit through.
No, so if you get an 0800 number, it is Sky retentions. Do not answer it.
Okay. I don't answer numbers I don't recognise unless they're local.
Yeah, I just happened to answer that one number, thinking it could be something randomly important, and then I was just stuck. And I'm not that sort of person who will put the phone down. I mean, I'll put it down on people who are trying to sell me stuff.
Oh, I do. Yeah. See, I'm kind of polite. I do give them. I do say like, I'm going to hang up now, and then they keep talking, and I'm like, goodbye, and then just Well,
I still have Sky broadband, and I'm changing my mobile to Sky because they're doing quite a good deal on the iPhone 14 as well. So I don't want to annoy them, and something happened to my broadband signal or something. But I was like, just there's nothing you can say to make me keep. I'm just like, I did it last 2 years ago. You did it, and I ended up keeping it. You gave me free Sky TV, and then all of a sudden you put it up. Like 3 months later, it went up by £20.
I'm quite excited about to be a bit geeky. We've got sorted out our new internet today, and it's like insanely fast, like 900 megabits full fibre for 30 quid as well.
Mine is full fibre super fast broadband that is not fast at all. And it's £5, so it's very annoying.
It's going to be 15 times faster than what I've got at the moment for £10 less a month.
That's ridiculous. Wow. That is
yeah.
Look, it's like when you go on holiday and the free Wi-Fi is faster than the one you've got at home. There's something wrong.
It's never good on holiday either, is it?
Well, my broadband is bad. It's this area that I live in, basically.
Right.
Near an airport. It used to be an old RAF base, and it's got random signals that block things. So yeah.
My internet's just gone up.
Yeah, mine went up yesterday. I noticed a couple of extra quid on the bill.
Sky even offered me, this is what was hilarious. So my internet is £35 a month. They offered me internet and broadband for £32.50. And I'm like, how can you even do that? They went, oh, well, when you've got the full package, we can give you discounts. I'm like, what? You're giving me a discount below what my actual broadband costs? And they're like, yes. And I'm like, okay, no, I'll just have a broadband, please. And they're like, what? I'm like, yes, I'll just have a broadband. I could just hear him dying a little inside when I said that. And he's like, well, how? It's cheaper. And I went, can you save me £15 a month on my TV license as well? And then he just went, no. I went, okay then. Are we going to end this conversation?
My commission.
Bless his little cotton socks. And then the big guns phoned me yesterday in the form of that lady, and I'm like, I'm not going to give in this time. It's not happening. And I didn't. I held strong. Oh dear. Such an old contract and pay £300 a month for what? For what subsidies?
Yeah, I saw that. Insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I was annoyed at like £60 a month. I'm assuming that's like everything. Be like your TV, your broadband, and your phone.
Cooks your dinner for you too.
Yeah.
Walk the
But
dog
to be
while
fair, I was paying like £54 for my phone that was out of contract, and I didn't realise that you just need to drop it. So I was paying for the phone still. And it was out of contract, and I'd already paid for the phone. And EE don't tell you, they're carrying on letting you pay that much until you say, actually, you don't need to do that.
Same with like insurance and that, isn't it? They just whack it up once you're out the contract.
Wow, we got very far from Lego, and I think it was me that did it, so I'm sorry. Let's go back to Lego.
Yeah.
Or Ahsoka. We're allowed to talk about that yet?
Not yet.
Not quite.
I've got a feeling that I'm going to have to skip out through that as well, so I need to be up at 6:30 in the morning for work, so I might not be able to talk for long about that, but I'll just say now, wow.
Looking forward to talking really fast just before you go. Try and get everything up.
Oh dear. But yes, right. Anyway, I'm going to build something. I'm going to build Cedric Diggory and Draco Malfoy.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I really would. Brickheads. I'm so on the fence with brickheads. I think they're all right. They're cool. I just think. I think it's just
on the fence. You should be on the wall.
I think it's just because they're very similar to the pop figures, and I think I just narrow towards them a little bit more. I got a couple of them. I'm not like I don't really collect them, but I really like the pop figures. But no, so some of the brickheads. I think my favourite recently is probably Lord of the Rings ones.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings and Star Wars as well. I've kind of stuck to, and the odd.
All the Star Wars ones and all the Harry Potter ones. And
Yeah.
Random ones.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right,
what's the name?
There's a QR code there, but I can't seem to be able to zap it. Just wondering what it was. Let's have a look. It's not.
What's the name of the beast in Lord of the Rings that came out as a brickhead? Is it the Balrog?
Balrog, yeah.
Yeah.
Balrog, yeah.
I do like that one. I don't know if it was very popular. I really like it.
Well, I might pick up one or two of the Sonic ones. The Sonic and Tails looks good, and hopefully there's a Knuckles one coming out next year. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I like them. Yeah, I must admit. Yeah.
Yeah, because Knuckles is my favorite character. The only disappointment from this line of Sonic sets is because Sonic's the very first game I ever played on the old Sega Mega Drive 2.
Classic, absolute classic. I'd forgotten how much I played it as a kid. I played it in an arcade recently.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is bringing back proper memories.
Naked, he'll be disappeared on screen there. He did have a towel on.
I think my favourite games on the Sega was Sonic, a line of games called Streets of Rage, and Golden Axe.
Golden Axe, was that the one you're running around like medieval countryside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were brilliant. And then it was PlayStation, and gradually over time. I mean, I think I sort of went away from PlayStation because I loved the PlayStation 2. Didn't really sort of go with PlayStation 3 onwards. It was then Xbox, because then I've just like carried on from the very first Xbox to Series X, which I play now. But
I ended up getting both the Series X and PS5.
Well, I do need to get the PlayStation 5 because there's a few PlayStation 5 exclusive games coming out soon that I really, really want to get.
Yeah,
which is Silent Hill.
This is where I zoned out, so I've got no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, just computer games. Yeah, Silent Hill. Yeah, that's a good game.
Kerry's going to get the Hogwarts game.
I'm not. I got the. I borrowed my brother's PS4. Is it? One of them. PS4, I think. And I got the old Lego Star Wars, the Lego Harry Potter game, and he basically sat there watching me play it and went, I can see that you don't play computer games. And I tried to get up these stairs about 5 times and just fell off the side. Fell off the side again. Fell off the side. I'm like, I don't like this. I know through the
yeah, you gotta have some coordination to be able to. There's loads of fighting in it.
Just like, and like, there you go. And he was looking for things. He's like, if you do this, you'll find this. And I'm like, I have no idea how. I don't understand. Yeah.
There might be a new Lego Harry Potter game coming out. That's what's been rumored.
Yeah.
That could be your speed, Kerry.
Well, I've commandeered his PS5, so it's there. If PS4, sorry, so it is there if it comes out. But yeah, I can't see me.
I used to play a lot of Donkey Kong. I did on this NES. I used to love that.
Donkey Kong. Yeah. Well, my sister was all into like the Nintendo side of things. She liked Zelda. Absolutely loved Zelda.
Zelda was amazing. Ocarina of Time is still like one of my all-time favorite games.
That's her favorite game. Yeah. That's her favorite game. Ocarina of Time specifically, that one. She loves it.
I did have an Xbox when it first came out, and I nearly completed Halo. That's the only thing that I did. So.
Completed what, sorry, Kerry?
Halo.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, Halo. I went to a midnight launch for Halo 3 when I was, I think it was about 15 or something like that. You know, where you go to, well, it used to be Game Station, but then they were bought out.
Oh, yeah.
I used to, they're like
a corner from me.
But yeah, I remember when Halo 3 came out. Oh, yeah, good times they were. But
I remember saving up for when the PS4 first originally came out, and was queuing up. We had to pre-order the console, and as soon as I'd left, I got offered. I think it was 3 or 4 times what I just paid for it because they couldn't get their hands on them. They were that scarce when they first came out. I thought, no, I've waited months for this. I can't wait to get back home and switch it on.
Although it took me a while to get my Xbox. Took me a while to get my Xbox Series X. I think it took me like a year or so to get that. It was just
I did get mine pretty quickly, but this was when there was the chip shortage. It was like during lockdown, I think, that it came out. And yeah, honestly, that was the most stressful thing. I don't know. I just got obsessed with it. I was like, I'm just going to get one. And the amount of effort it took, like keeping an eye on sites and everything, was ridiculous.
The only thing I ever queued up for was the Harry Potter books on the midnight launch.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'd read it by the next morning.
I knew someone who did that. Got it at midnight, and they just stayed up the whole night and read it.
Yeah, that's what my sister did. Yeah, my sister did that. She read it like in a day or so.
And then I had to go to work at like 10. I felt awful. I was young, so I could do that then.
Yeah, that's it. Like, I'm feeling it these days. I need my 6 or 7 hours.
I went out for a leaving do on Tuesday, and I messaged the lad and went, "Oh, what time are we meeting?" He's like 8. I'm like, 8? He's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "Well, if we meet at 8, that means we're going to be eating by 9 because there's 20 of us, and then so we're not going to have finished our food by 10, and I'm not going to get home until 10:30." And he's like, "Yeah, and I'm like, I'm old. You are old young."
Yeah.
So I thought we were going to be eating at 6, so I could be on my way home by about 8:30.
8? I know we tucked him in bed.
Honestly, we were finished. We walked out of the restaurant at about 10:30. And they're like, "Oh, where to now?" To the middle of town. And I'm like, "I'm going home. See you all later. It's been lovely. Bye." And they just walked off. I literally just walked off. They went, "Kerry, you can't leave." I'm like, "Yes, I can." 8 o'clock. It was just, honestly, they were like, yeah, why? And they just didn't understand. I think the next oldest there was a 30-year-old lass who's quite young, who was like me at 40, and then 30, and then all the rest were between the age of 18 and 20. And I'm like, yeah, I am only going for you because it's really new. But I did not expect you to say 8 o'clock. I did feel very old. Never mind. The food is good though. Mm.
I thought it was good that Lego brought out those new Braille kit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been planning that for a while though, haven't they? I mean, I'm sure I saw the prototypes of them. Is it the ones with the different, like, these ones missing off the bricks? I haven't looked at it, but I saw them bring it out.
Yeah, I think they've got
Missing studs.
Yeah, basically it's got
Yeah.
Braille on top, I think. Like the studs are Braille.
Yeah, there's different colours, different markings, yeah.
Yeah, the studs are in the Braille. Yeah.
So I saw a prototype from quite a while ago.
I remember it wasn't. Yeah, because originally they were released sort of at the beginning of COVID or lockdown or whatever, but they're only done into schools, and then obviously there's been a bit of a hit, and then people sort of like, well, how do we get them at home? So it's sort of like now they've announced that as of 1st of September you can buy the home kits sort of thing, which certainly the way that they've been promoting it, the usual inclusivity and opening up ways for kids to learn Braille as such, because it didn't occur to me that a lot of them they don't necessarily need to learn Braille anymore, because a lot of times in your phone you can get like text to speech and all that sort of thing. So they're sort of going, well, actually it's helpful to have this as well, and it's a toy, so of course that makes it more accessible.
Right.
Yeah, because I didn't realise that. There's a TV show, I don't know if any of you have seen it, on Channel 4, about, I can't remember the name, but a comedian, Chris something, but he's blind, and he goes on holiday with people, with other comedians, and they have to describe like the wonders of the world that they go and see. Like go to Niagara Falls and stuff like that. Definitely worth a watch. But he said he doesn't know how to read Braille, and I just kind of made the assumption that everyone who is blind would read Braille, but you just don't need it. Like,
is that Chris McCausland?
Yes, I think that's it. Yeah, Chris McCausland. Yeah, maybe McCausland. Yeah.
It's like a lot of deaf people don't know how to sign as well. Because of the ear and stuff now. So.
But even I'm kind of tempted out of curiosity. I mean, it's maybe a bit out of my budget, but I'm tempted to get it, see about learning Braille. Not that I ever come across Braille anywhere, but just out of curiosity to.
You never know. Maybe you go to a restaurant and then you see a menu which is written in Braille, and you could, just for fun.
Yeah.
Or you meet someone who cannot read it but is in need of it, then you can translate.
Yeah. And I wonder. I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually dotted around in quite a few places that you just wouldn't know about because you're not looking for it.
We used to have a Braille menu, actually, thinking about it, but it's when they started updating the menu too much, it wasn't cost effective to update the Braille menu.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That and the fact that they'd do it for the main menu, and they wouldn't do it for the specials menus and things like that, so it's kind of pointless.
And I guess, like Matt said, now you've got screen readers on your phone and everything, so you go to the website.
Which is good. I mean, technology to help people is always great, but
it's just good having such a well-known toy, and it's now inclusive and has access for all.
Yeah, I think that's it as well. It's a really good step for the inclusivity side of things.
very yellow, isn't it? For his hair.
Because I think with it being a toy, an actual Lego, it'll break down barriers as well, on that store, because people associate with Lego, a lot better than they do, say, a book or something else.
That's right,
And because everyone can play with it, because it works the same as Lego, it still gets fits together. So it's for all kids can play together now. Well, I mean they could before, but
Yeah. I think as with a lot of the technology and things, it's great, but it's good to, get away from screens and have other tactile things, which I think is where it's really going to be effective. And then certainly the way that they've done the story pieces on it, you can have, particularly if you've got a kid which is blind and they're learning Braille, then the wider family, it makes it easier for them to pick up as well, because it becomes that shared experience.
I can see
I'm going to have to try and get some different earphones because this is giving me a headache.
Oh no. And it must be warm.
Yeah. I mean, I've got my iPod earphones here, but then it tries to use the wrong mic. It tries to use this mic, and then you can't hear me. So I just need some earphones without a mic setting on it. I had some somewhere. Let's just see if there's any in this drawer.
Been thinking, Chris, I've actually got a load of VIP, well, I say insider points now from the insiders. Yeah.
I mean, they soon add up. I mean, you only get a little bit money towards each manual, but it just builds up. I've just done all the manuals. I said I'll do at the start of the stream. Didn't take so long. Did that 60, 65, and it soon built up. I think it was about 1,300 points or something, which is great.
Yeah. And in future, you can just do it when you build it. The only question is, what will you do if you want to buy something? You need more points, and you have a backlog of closed boxes. Do you open the boxes in order to scan the menus, or do you leave the boxes closed?
I'm quite. I don't like to have a massive backlog. I'm a person who's a bit set in their ways. I don't like to have, in terms of backlogs, I don't like to have no more than about 5. I'm more simply, I just buy a set. I might wait for it to build it for about a week or so, but then I'll build it, because every set I buy, I just can't wait to display it.
Yeah.
That's it. But I think the most I've ever had is, go on.
I don't think you'll be waiting a week to build Gringotts, will you?
No, I won't. No. New job. I'm gonna be sacked in the first week, so I'm not going. No.
Generally,
No.
I only build on stream now. So.
No. Yeah.
Apart from unlocking, which I haven't done for quite a while, which is really bad.
But I do want to. I want to. I want to drag out the experience. I'm not going to build it like I did with the Hogwarts Express all within a week. I'm probably just going to just gradually do it over September, and I might even save the Castle and Grounds to October, and and then obviously build Gringotts on this stream, and then obviously through this stream you can see me progress with it. And I'm certainly not going to build it straight away.
Empty all the bags into a box, mate.
Yeah,
and then you have to find each piece from the whole lot.
Oh, I know, sort it all out. Because the thing is, we love Lego and so on, and it gives us a buzz all year round. But it is very rare that you get that one set that stays in your mind for a while. There's always that one set a year or every 2 years where you think that's it. That's the peak of euphoria when it comes to Lego. But it's really good.
I admit I'm not a great collector of Harry Potter, but I do love the Gringotts set because obviously it's a centerpiece, if I'm honest, and I'd love to buy it. I'd love to build it, but I've been saving my points because I'd like the Rivendell set. So I'm a bit in two minds. I don't know really what.
Yeah.
I'd like to build that, but I've also got my heart set on the Rivendell because I'd love to
Right.
build that. So that's
Yeah.
what I've
Yeah.
been saving my points for.
So just do a little experiment. Can you guys actually still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you a lot better actually.
Is there any sort of echo or anything?
No, perfect.
Oh, thank God for that.
No, a Rivendell. Rivendell's a set that I've been wanting since day one, but it's one of those where, you know, it's not. If you had to pick a set to purchase, like for me, other than Gringotts would be Rivendell. But sometimes the funny thing is that the set you want the most is nowhere near your priority list because you know sometimes you're catching up with sets that are soon to retire. So I knew in the year I'd get Gringotts and there's a few other sets, but you know, like the Cantina set, that retires soon. I want to be able to get that, and I think the Daily Bugle I might put ahead of Rivendell just because I know it's going to retire.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get the Cantina soon, mate. I think it's gonna stop being real soon enough.
Absolutely. So I'll be looking to get that definitely. But like I said, you know, Rivendell's above that. But in terms of the most desired set I want to get at the moment, but you've got to go for those sets that soon to retire. And I think Cantina is going to be, you know, on the aftermarket. It's going to, you know, it's going to go through the roof.
Yeah.
I think I've decided myself to the fact that there's certain sets I'm just not going to get because I can't be a completionist now for ideas because some of the sets have got quite expensive, and I'm trying to be a completionist for my Harry Potter sets. I'm behind on those at the minute, and I've still not got the A-frame cabin or the what's it called, the tall one, light at the top. I ain't got the lighthouse.
The lighthouse.
Lighthouse.
The A-frame cabin, is that might be at Smith, so that might go on a sale at some point. That helps. My
sister's just built that. She loves it.
It is a nice one.
Yeah, it is. I like the when you think like, can this brick do anything more? And then you got like outside the A-frame cabin, you've got like a car door, and it's being used as loo roll. I love it. You know, Lego engineering at its finest.
Yeah.
That's why I love it so much, because this brick can be 7 things.
They're doing so many different things with Lego now, aren't they? There, like certain bricks.
They seem to have upped their game. Yeah, the whole MPU is a big thing now, right?
What do you guys think of the Fortress?
Which one? The
new one, the one that recently came out, the Fortress.
It's not for me.
Yeah, I'm not fast about
it. I'm not taken with that. No.
People are going crazy about it, and I'm sat there going, not for me.
Yeah, I didn't have the nostalgia effect. I think the nostalgia must be playing a big part, because that got me with the Lion Knight's Castle. Because when I was a kid, that was exactly the thing. To be fair, I did have pirates, and that was a kid, but
I had Technic, and I've got no nostalgia for Technic. I just I didn't do Castle or anything like that as a kid. I had Technic, but weird.
Mark makes a very good point. There's so much choice now, isn't there? And you just have to pick. And not
so
use your
many
credit cards
bangers
for everything. I learned that last year.
I think that Discord doesn't help as well, because you get FOMO when you know.
Particularly with and particularly when they bring out something like a Dreams Wave. Initially, you're sort of like, oh no, I won't really get into that, and then you start seeing it. It's like, actually, there's some really good stuff here. And it's reasonably priced.
Right.
That's why I have tried not to look at Dreams at all.
Yeah, I'm not. No. But it's hard to not look at Dreams when you got you got Trevor in front of you now.
Yeah.
It's all August.
No, Nicole's picked up the torch.
I just thought, in August, I'll get the 2 banners I need to get. That's it. Nice, easy month. I'm going to be careful because I want to, I'm being Mr. Sensible, you know, and getting a big set at the beginning of the next month. But then, you know, and then Trevor comes along, you know, swooshing his ship around, and then it makes you think, oh, well, do you know what? I might get that.
Right.
It is, that shit is beautiful, and a shop just down the road from me has got it built on display, and it was just, you know,
turtle van. Yes.
Seeing you build that ship, Trev, has made me, because I've got pirate ship and an Ninjago ship to build, and now it's like, oh, if I had that ship as well, then it's 3 like fairly unique ships that could sit on the shelf quite nicely.
Oh, he's doing it again. Look, here we go. Close your eyes. Honestly, I think that could be definitely in the top 10 sets of the year, maybe top 5. It is that.
It is awesome.
It is awesome. Right, I'm just going to leave the
It's
studio.
not really massively colourful as well, which would have put me off.
Yeah, I like the colour scheme on it.
Yeah, I do.
You know, look at this.
And then
that's right, Mark is an enabler.
That minifig.
And then there's the figs as well, aren't there? I hadn't even thought about the figs. Yeah.
See, I'm not a massive fan of minifigs. I'm all right for those. It's just the actual ships.
Okay. That's what gets me.
No, that is a top ship. That is. I mean, that minifigure as well, especially the other one. The other character's got a cape as well, but I don't think he's in this set.
I've got the movie version of the Ninjago ship. I think I said before, I've actually got 2. I've got one as a bulk, part of a bulk lot. I bought one boxed and sealed, and then got one as part of a bulk lot, which I've just parted out. So maybe I'll try and build a custom at some point as well.
Yeah. Is that your favourite, Trevor, the Dreams Wave?
It is up to now, yeah. I'm still carrying on.
Neat and minimalist your shelves look, and mine's just chucked up because I've just run out of space. My shelves are starting to bow.
Well, Terry, if you noticed, like last week, he only had one shelf, so it's sort of now spaced out, and then
just buy
another
shelves.
6 months, and you'll have your shelf look.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, in Trevor, you have more shelves because the up house and you build more sets, right?
Yeah. The up house is further up because there's another shelf above this.
Okay, yeah.
So, it is further up. Don't know whether I can.
Right, and the friend sets and.
So they're up there.
Yeah.
Oh, Mark, you're definitely an enabler. I can say that from first-hand experience.
Oh, that was so funny. We were in Bricktastic last year, and it was like Mark's like, "Oh, I can't really afford anything. I'm not really spending anything. I'm just going to get this one little small pick a brick cup." I'm like, "Mark, it's on sale."
Yeah,
I need that. What about this? What about this? He's like, "Oh my god!" He's walking towards the till, going, "I can't believe this has just happened." So funny. Sorry, Mark.
I do love that. And just Hogwarts Castle and Grounds. I do love that set though. I really do. I think I'm going to get that on September the 1st. Personally,
I'm just hoping Wicked Bricks comes out with a display case for it as well.
They will do, mate. They will do.
I'm slightly worried that that's going to go because. So I'm getting to London for 10:30. At 11 o'clock, it's the King's Cross thing, so I can't get to the Lego store first thing, and I'm just worried that set might, because it's at a decent price point, they might run out of it before
Greg to get you one. Just hold it for you. Or can you get them to set you on the side?
No, they won't do that.
No, okay.
If you buy it, they'll set it aside for you to save, but they won't set it aside.
See, Southampton does it differently. Southampton won't let you buy it and leave it there, but they'll put it aside for you to buy later.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So Sheffield used to let you do that, but they won't do that anymore.
Because I saw someone last time I was there. Someone was asking about that. They said, "Can I buy it now and just leave it here? We've just got to go to another shop quickly." They were getting some big set. Then they said, "No, we can't do that, but we'll put it aside for you and you can come back and buy it later."
That's really random. They won't do it on the first day of release, though, ever.
Right.
Just in case they run out.
Yeah.
I can remember having to send my I sent my friend to, because I was working, sent him to get R2D2 on the first day because they only had 4 left. There's a queue out the door. So they wouldn't let him buy 2. He had to basically I had to send him my card, tell them it was me, and say, "Please let him buy my set.
Thought you were going to
Yeah.
say you had to get him to go in with one of them glasses with moustache and fake
No,
leaves.
no. Because I wanted the points as well, you see. So I had to put it on my card. Because it was, I was wanting to, obviously he was getting a set of gift purchases. Which I can't remember what the gift purchase was now. It was that far away ahead. Yeah. And I just said, please let him have them. So I went and picked, because I was getting there the next day. Well, no, I was getting there later that day, but they were running out. So.
Oh, I keep going white on this screen. You know, it's some random reason I keep going like really like bright white. I look like a blood donor that couldn't say no. What's going on here?
Have you got a ring light on or?
I don't know. Look at this. You know, I've just
Point your light to the
sleep.
side or go put it side.
No,
side
I've
of your
just
face.
donated 20 pints of blood. You know, yeah.
And now Matt puts you in the spotlight. So
Yeah,
I know. Look at that. You know. Yeah.
That's because Kerry said they might sell out. He's gone all white as a sheet now.
I am worried that
Maybe I'm thinking about Gringotts too much, and I'm turning into one.
Yeah, that is
On
another
that
worry
line.
as well. If I'm going to leave it until the 16th, and I'm sure they'll have it left. I mean, I know they have the train left, but obviously everybody wants Gringotts.
Is Fab Blondie? Is she buying it?
No, she's not going to get that because she has to get it back to America.
Oh yeah,
and she's
yeah.
going up to Scotland first.
Yeah,
and then so she's going to have to carry it a lot. So I think she's getting some sets, but not that one.
Yeah, be quite a bit of extra luggage that would.
Definitely, yeah.
yeah. I look forward to when she comes back because she's taking a bit of a break, isn't she, at the moment?
Yeah, I think she was just getting ready to go on holiday, wasn't she? So, I mean, it's a massive trip to plan.
Right.
I know when I plan to go to America, it's a lot of planning.
I mean, I've noticed that with a few YouTubers there. I think IT Toys took a break for a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not a. I wouldn't say I'm a social media icon, but you know, when it comes to like YouTube, it must be like you must feel the labor side of it. You know, each week. You know, reviewing. You know, and there's the expectations, I suppose. Like if you're doing regular content, you may feel like you have to upload so many videos each week or so for your audiences.
I suppose it depends on your personality as well. I mean, I know IT Toys and myself, we're quite introverted, and sometimes I've got quite an extroverted job to say that, you know, I've got it's draining, and if I know that if I'm streaming afterwards, after I've worked, it's a lot sometimes, and sometimes I just can't do it.
Yeah.
So I've got to chill.
I used to work in a restaurant as well. I used to work at a restaurant when I was 18. McDonald's.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. I was out there. That's a little picky now. I had to, you know, one of my jobs, because obviously when I was 18, I had to have a job straight away. You know, my parents said, "That's it. You know, we're not giving you any more money." You know, and I had to just go and keep like picking up litter, but I weren't allowed to pick up anything else other than McDonald's related.
But McDonald's stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's still a thing because we still where we are. There's a McDonald's on our area, and we still pick up. We'll come across sometimes and pick up McDonald's. And it's like, yeah, you do that. But you're lucky we're only 18 at my hour. It was 15 for me. Get out and get a job when you're 15. 18? No. I was working. I'd had a job for 3 years since then. I'd also had a paper round since I was like about 11. So, I mean, 1 minute I'm going to open a bag.
Yeah.
I can remember my paper round. I was on a Sunday, you know, with all the supplements and how massive the bloody Sunday papers were, and the letterboxes on some of the properties. It's like I went with the Sunday Times one. How the hell am I going to get that through there? So I had to desectionalize it and put it all in.
Yeah.
I used to give it a free paper, the advertiser, so it wasn't even good money.
Well, because I saw someone doing a newspaper round the other day, and I hadn't even thought it was still a thing. But it can't.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just like, how much must I pay? I guess it's. Can you still get away with paying kids next to nothing?
You can pay them like £3 an hour before they're 16.
Yeah, probably get it all done in an hour. Not that many people get papers delivered these days, and who's going to do 3? You can get nothing with £3.
I don't think they get paid £3 an hour.
No. But even so,
obviously, if they're doing it, they don't get paid daily. So it might be not be £3, but if they're doing it every day, and then they get like 20 quid a week.
Yeah, fair. I suppose
It's a good little job to have to start off with.
Yeah.
Get some out of the house.
Dishes. I think I was 13.
I did washing dishes when I was 13, 14.
Maybe I was 14 or 15. I think it was GCSEs. Yeah. That was good. That was a good earner, actually, when you're that old.
Oh, I wasn't. I was on £2.95 an hour.
Well, I mean, yeah, I wasn't earning much, but at that point, you don't have...
It was all relative, though.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about...
£160 a month.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I had a mortgage when I was like 19. It was cheaper to get a mortgage than it was to rent at that time. And they were doing like 100% mortgages with cash back. Ridiculous.
Certainly not the case now.
No, not at all. It was easier back then to get mortgages and things like that.
Man, these days you have to sell your car to buy a sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because I think that like stuff like clothing and stuff was more expensive then as well. You couldn't. It was weird. You didn't really have your Primarks back in the day.
Yeah, the whole fast fashion wasn't a thing then, was it?
No.
It's just seeing Mark's comment. Yeah, because loads of people must get burnt out from, well, YouTube especially, I guess. But even just like, I don't know, I find even just Instagram can be a bit, not like you say, Chris, I'm hardly a social media icon or anything like that. But even that is just a bit much at times, just keeping up with making sure to respond to messages and liking people's stuff and going through stories and all of that. Like,
absolutely.
A bit more effective with it now.
I have a cut-off point in the day, so like I've been working on it for so long. So I won't go on social media at a certain time of the day, especially like before I go to bed, because I kind of find if I'm like flicking through all these posts and commenting and liking this and liking that, my brain when I go to bed is still stimulated. It's still bouncing all over the place. I can't do that, and it takes me a while to fall asleep. So I just can't. I might have it. I have one day where I don't go on social media, but I go on it now and then. Because it's great social media. It really is. It brings together a community, and and without it, I wouldn't be communicating with you guys now. But there's an unhealthy side to it, no doubt. And I think Bernard's hit the nail on the head there. He's talking about burnout and so on, and it must be difficult because you like streaming, but sadly sometimes doing the things you love can cause burnout.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I mean, it's like now I put my heart and soul into the kids, and it's juggling work. With the summer holidays, especially, it's difficult. So I just look at it. If I've got the time and I've got an idea and I want to produce some content and put it on the channel, then if I've got the time, I'll do that. But I'm certainly not going to ruin my health over trying to get some content out. You know what I mean? Because I think if the people are there to support you, they will. And I've always said this to people that think, "Oh, I've got to get some content out," and it really annoys me when you watch somebody and they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't been uploading because I haven't been really feeling my best." And I always say, it's you that's what's important. Your channel's secondary. You've got to maintain your health and a healthy balance. I'm thinking never, ever. I don't think any content producers should ever have to apologize because they haven't uploaded. If you have support and you've got the supporters, they'll be there, whatever.
Exactly.
I don't like this, this mental psychology that's going on where people think I have to upload. Think of yourself. You're in no fit state if you're thinking like that.
Yeah, for sure. And I think
people
as well
will be there. The community's there for us all. I found that. You don't have to constantly keep uploading. It's a great community.
Yeah. But I think there's also there must be the comparison between, because there's obviously people who do it full time. So then you see them putting out a video every day, every other day. And it must be easy to draw comparisons to that and then then to put the pressure on yourself. Because I think that's what Heidi Toys was saying. When she said about taking a break recently, was that she's been putting pressure on herself to release at least once a week and all of this.
Yeah.
And it's
one of those reasons as to why I stopped making videos. To be fair, it was stressful. I had a lot of videos on my phone that I never produced because I just didn't think they were good enough. I just thought, I'm just not going to do this. I'd rather just go live.
Oh yeah, this is
on my time.
I like this level of like streaming, and it's relatively low effort. I don't know what effort Matt has to put into it. It's low effort for me to just rock up and chat for a few hours and then go about my business. But to actually create videos, like to come up with the ideas, film it all, and then if you're doing like vlogs, having to talk in public to a camera, which I could never imagine myself doing, editing it. And like you do, Trev, even like the stop motion, and then you've got all your production values that go into it as well. It's not. Yeah,
I'm just gonna say, it's like the stop motion I'm doing. You know, I've got another month. I know. I want to finish it about a week before the end of September, and then because I need that time to then edit. You know what I need to do and add all the effective things to get it ready for Halloween. But I've had to, this will be a 2-month project, so it's hard enough trying to concentrate on that when I've got the time without trying to produce other things as well, which I'd like to do. But if I haven't got the time and, like I say, with family and different things, it's just not there. So, but, nobody's going to leave me in droves. Well, if they do, that's up to them. But I'm not doing it for a living. I'm doing it because I love video photography, I love Lego, and I combine the two, and it's a hobby. And if people don't want to stick around and wait for an upload, then it's personal choice. It's up to them at the end of the day.
Do you see it?
There is some people that don't do it as a hobby though. They get money for it, so that's. I suppose that's sometimes they have to upload.
Yeah, I get all that. Like I say, I'm not doing it.
I think
for money.
Into that, when it goes into that, Kerry, I think that becomes a job, and then you have a different mindset with it. It's much like you have a job, and you have certain responsibilities that you have to do or turn up or whatever. And if you don't, well, you may not have that job for much longer. Yeah. So I think there's always separating that out between as Trevor's sort of saying, the person who sort of does it in and around the rest of their life versus the person who has it as a primary source of income or a significant source of income, and certainly during COVID I was doing a very different type of stream. I was doing more sort of live drawing and art and things, which at the time for COVID that was good because we were all stuck together and it gave me a chance to escape from the family because we're all in the same house 24/7. But even that after a while I found got a little bit too much, and I got to the point where I wasn't necessarily enjoying it, but then there's almost like an expectation that you do it, and eventually just stopped it altogether. And certainly when I've approached these streams, I've always said to all of you guys, this is just a glorified backlog for me. And, if I'm just trying to create a space where we can all get together and just chat every week. And, there's, if people want to come on or, life will happen in between. So if you can't make it 1 week or a bunch of weeks or whatever, that's not getting too concerned about it. It does take a bit of time though to go through, set up the stream thumbnail, promote it, social media, this, that, and the other. And for the summer holidays, been doing the other stream with the family one with some of the other families and things like that. And I've really enjoyed those. But I've also looked at and gone, doing 2 streams a week like that and trying to do everything else, it is a bit much. I still do want to keep doing that family one, and we've sort of, between everyone who's been involved, sort of going to be doing that like sort of once a month, because that seems to be the right initially sort of balance with those things. So, and
because Tom really enjoys being part of them as well. Yeah.
Even when I do the intro for these, I sort of think of this as a season, and I'll keep doing it because I know last time when you did start to go, oh, I've got to go and do that stream, I'm not really into it. So I'll keep doing these, hopefully for some time. But then if it gets too much, maybe take a break, and that'll be your season, and take a break for a month or 2 or whatever it feels necessary. That's kind of my take on it. And so, but it's great to be able to catch up with a regular group of people on a Thursday night, and forget about a lot of the other stuff and just enjoy some stuff.
Yeah, that's it. And I think it's good to see that joy from everyone, like, because kind of like what I think you were saying, Trev, like that switch between it being a hobby and then becomes a job. That's kind of when the passion can start to go out of it, right? Because you'll start getting annoyed with it, or like stress, like it brings a stress with it just naturally, because there's suddenly a pressure on it. If you're relying on that money, then it's not your passion,
exactly.
and it's hard.
And I always
like,
think, as a content producer, if you put that pressure on yourself, it can feel enormous, and it can. This is have adverse effects on you, and I don't think your content comes through all that well. And why put that pressure on you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People take it or leave it. I've had certain comments about some of my content, you think, and I've taken down some of, a few. I'm thinking, well, if that's your view, that's your opinion, you know what I mean? But it's not going to put me off from doing my hobby and enjoying the odd upload. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, press that keyword, but sometimes in this world, you've got people that will probably say that pressure is pleasure. Some people love it. And to go through it.
Stress is good. Like having life without any stress at all, you're going to get a lot less done. There's levels of stress, but when it gets into unhealthy amounts, when it's affecting you, that's bad, isn't it?
I think as well, everybody's. Sorry, Karen.
I just don't want Lego to ever start stressing me out, because it's my pleasure. You know what I mean? As opposed to
and that's why I think it's important that if you set your heart on a certain set, then stick to it. And like you say, if it don't change your mindset, don't overstretch yourself financially, because we can all do that. We're all guilty of that. Oh, got to get this set. I really want it in the collection, but unless you can afford it, you've got to think sensible, especially like you said, Chris. How much things cost these days, and everything's going up, not coming down. To have an enjoyable hobby, we've also got to watch the finances. So
yeah, absolutely. It's Lego. It can be tough because it's a hobby, but blimey, it's an expensive one. But obviously, you can make it more expensive than it should be. Just being a little bit here and there, and can go a long way. So a lot of my sets, I sometimes wait for a discount. It doesn't feel too bad then, when you buy a couple of sets, you got 20% off and so on, and it is sort of worth the wait.
Definitely.
And, there's like when sets like January the 1st, when the new Harry Potter sets come out, I always get one set on day one. And then I just wait for the others. I just wait for the sets just to drop down, like the banners I built for the past couple of weeks. I didn't get them day one. I knew straight away they're not worth £30. I felt like they weren't, and I got each banner for £20, and that's a £40 saving. And I think, Joe, what? That's not bad. If you keep doing that over,
definitely.
I mean, I'm a bit too organised in a sense that I even like. Actually, I'm pretty confident somebody does the same. That you have like little spreadsheets out. Do you have like a list of sets you might want to get? What's the retail price? How much did you spend on it? What?
No, I'm not that organised.
I'm not that
neither am I. That's why I never could sell my stuff, because I can't tell what I paid for it. So I really would need to do research, because other than that, I haven't built my Hogwarts castle, my big one. If I wanted to sell it and someone would come and tell me, I give you 300 euros for it, sounds like a lot of money. But I would have to check, not that I spend 500 on it, thinking I make it a good deal, and in fact get 200 less what I paid. But I think I am in a very well position now in comparison to what I've been to 1 year ago. I moved to this apartment, and during the move, I had to disassemble loads of sets. I felt really, really bad doing moving, but now I'm so glad, because I have the display sets. I have a certain area of sets that I couldn't still build and display. But on top of that, I have a couple of moving boxes still with sets on zipper bags, which now gives me really peace of mind. because I will never in my lifetime run out of sets that I can just build. I have Ikea, I have so many haunted house,
Yeah,
Hogwarts
that.
castle. I will never have the space to have it all on display. But I know that I have a limitless supply of sets that I can build, disassemble, and build again.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've had that. I feel that because I've got exactly the same. Where I've been dismantling all my sets, and now it's like I've got loads of sets. I don't have to. I could not buy a set for years probably, and
Right,
I'd be fine.
right.
Yeah, it's a good feeling to have that. It is a bad feeling taking them apart. I will admit it does.
Yeah.
It does take
Yeah.
something out of you.
Yeah.
Like you lose a part of yourself
Right.
doing it. But yeah, it is nice to know that I've got all of those sets to build and to display again. And I
Right.
really can't wait to build to have the bugle on display at least.
And to remember that when others talk about it, like Ninjago City Garden and City Set, and I realized I have these here sets too. In my box, in my zipper bag, I can just grab it and start building if I want to.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I am looking forward to that. It's gonna be nice just picking a set to build. I've got my own little Lego store.
Right, guys, I am going to have to go because it's getting late and I have to get up at 6:30. But I'll just show you that I
Always
these
good
two.
to have you in. If you, what do you got here? I'll pick that up.
Hey, Draco.
Oh, there you got it. Draco and Cedric. That's what I built today, as well as zapping lots of books. Is it raining? I think it's raining. Yeah. But no, it's been great to be here. I am streaming with Greg on Saturday, and I will be building the Battle of Hogwarts whilst he's finishing his Diagonally, I think it is, with Carrie and who else is there? There's a few.
Building that to get ready for Gringotts, wasn't it?
Yeah, building that. So I was going to disassemble mine and clean it and put it back together, but I thought I can't do that. But yeah. And then next week, obviously, I'll be meeting up with Fab Blondies on Friday. So I don't know when I'll be streaming. I will try and stream on Tuesday, but I don't know if I'm working or not. I can't remember. I'll have to find that out. But yeah. Okay. That's me.
Yeah.
Cool.
Will you pass on my regards when you see it,
Excellent to have you in.
I will.
Yeah, you are going to stream with Fab Blondie while she's in London?
Am I? No. Am I? I don't know. Is she streaming?
No. Didn't you just say that you are streaming with her on Friday?
No. I'm meeting up with her on Friday.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I was initially going to London.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So I will see you all later. Bye.
See you later.
Well, thanks for having me anyway.
Bye, Carrie. Take care.
Take care, Kerry.
I'm going to get in the back, so I'll be in the comments anyway. Bye-bye.
It's always great to have Carrie in. And yeah, I think we discovered last stream that she likes to have long baths before she goes to bed or something. So yeah, we'll see her in the comments with that. Cool. I guess the other thing which has popped up during the week, which we'll touch on, we'll jump onto Ahsoka in a sec. Bricklink's Designer Series 2. Actually, maybe we'll just give that a little bit of a skip because I actually see there's going to have somebody else join us just for the Ahsoka portion of this, and they've just popped in. So welcome along, Amberlaya Builds. Always great to have you in. How's your week been?
Bye.
Hey, not too bad. Not too bad.
Great to have you to join us. It's just sort of sorry, I've lost my train of thought. Go on. In the mini Amberlaya. All right then. Well, with that, might sort of switch over to talk about Ahsoka. Obviously, the episode today.
Sorry about that. Oh, what I missed.
Sorry,
I'm
missed
so
that. What
sorry.
was that?
My daughter was asking something.
So good. I think Matt's computer's.
No, I
freezing.
thought Lady McBrick was asking something.
I just for a second I was shocked. Like it's 11:30, almost midnight. Everyone is still out and
Yeah,
about,
yeah.
but you are back in time. That's why. Because for me it's almost midnight.
Yeah. So, cool. Yep. So we'll just talk through Ahsoka for the next hour or so. I thought we'd just start off, sort of go through, do a quick little summary of sort of talk about them as a single episode, even though there's two, and then we could sort of just go over what we liked, what we didn't like, any sort of predictions and those things as such. So for anyone, I see there's a few people who seem to have joined us, Minifig Who, for the actual Ahsoka part of it. So it's great to have you in. So I think we'll just sort of quick little recap. You had the episode which started off with the ship with the Sith pretending to be Jedis. They came in, they took out a whole bunch of people. You had Ahsoka going through some ruins and finding that map, but then not being able to open it. And then had the battle with the droids. We meet Hera at the ceremony on Lothal, I think it was meant to be. And you then had the Sith in the temple ruins. Ahsoka and Hera sort of meet up to try to figure out the map. She then opens the map. The Sith attack her with the droids, and there's the cliffhanger ending where she gets stabbed. So that was the quick version of the first episode. And then the second episode, which starts off, we find out that it was only tis but a scratch, and she turned out to be okay, and Ahsoka joins her in there. And you then have the Sith among the ruins with the map and the Great Light Show and everything like that was happening. We go off to the Morgan's ex-Imperial sort of area facilities, do the inspection. They see a hyperdrive unit which doesn't kind of check out. That sort of takes off. There's a Ahsoka battle with some droids. We place the tracking beam, and then Sabine cuts her hair and becomes a Padawan again. So that's where that got left off. So that was a quick little overview. Hopefully you got the key points there. I'm just going to say off the bat, I haven't particularly watched Rebels. I'm sort of a bit of a Star Wars fan. I watched a lot of the additional content, but not hardcore. So if you're getting some bits and pieces not quite right, forgive me. I guess anybody want to start off what they thought of the two episodes in general?
I think what I'd like to say is what a lovely tribute it was to the late actor Ray Stevenson, when they said to our friend Ray. I thought that was a lovely tribute to him, because I know he finished filming, didn't he, and before he sadly died. So that was a lovely tribute.
And I have to admit that he is my absolutely highlight of the show, because I saw Clone Wars, I saw Rebels, and what I really struggle with is that if I had seen Ahsoka on its own, hadn't seen anything else, I probably would have given it 9 out of 10 stars.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I give it only 6 out of 10 in comparison to Mandalorian, Obi-Wan, Endor, because I'm really struggling with having the images of the others, of the drawn characters, of the animated
The Rebels. I
Yeah.
must admit, I need, because I was watching this with my son, and my son's watched Rebels, and he said to me, and I agree, I need to go and watch Rebels because I need some background now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I do need to watch that.
I'm in that
Yeah.
situation.
I agree.
I've never watched Rebels. I've not been the biggest fan of the animation or the cartoon side of Star Wars. I like live action. So I'm going into Ahsoka feeling like, do I meet all the prerequisites and that is going to watch the Rebels and then learn about all the characters and so on. But I think Ahsoka should hopefully be sort of like produced in a manner in which it can help those who perhaps have not watched Rebels. It should.
How do you feel right now? Because that was what I thought afterwards of, I have seen both. I know Grand Admiral Thrawn. What would I think of the 2 episodes if I hadn't that knowledge? Now we go on the quest looking for him. Who's that guy? Why are we looking for it? What's the significance of finding him? Or why is there a war if we find him or not?
Yeah, everyone goes on about Thrawn. I don't understand why he's so feared. I've got no clue. He's just a name and a guy with blue skin for me. That's it.
Even if you've seen Rebels and that, there's still like a bunch of books that really give his backstory, and I haven't read them. Yeah. So I've seen Rebels, and I don't feel I know the full story of him.
No,
because
Well, I was going to mention. So ideally, if they do well, you don't need any backstory at all. And in all fairness, too, this relationship that they're speaking about that Sabine and Ahsoka have, that doesn't happen in Rebels. So for all of us, that's new. We're like, oh, okay, had no idea this happened. So that's kind of a nice thing that it's new for all of us. But hopefully that the show is written in a way where you don't need to understand why he's important right now. Like, obviously people want him back, right? So there's a significance there, but hopefully the show as it continues will tell you why these things are important without you having had seen the previous, Rebels. And in all fairness, after seeing Rebels, I have some backstory on him, but I do feel like there's a lot more lore kind of being put on him from like his significance here. Yes, he was a great, admiral in Rebels and was, pretty sneaky and stuff. And did, a great job with understanding his enemies. But I do feel like even as someone who's seen Rebels, again, not like, as you had mentioned, not having read the books, I don't quite see the significance of him. So I'm hoping that's a journey we all get to go on together if they do it well.
Yeah, and agreed. The impression I got is that they have filled in the bits of the backstory. Like, I'm loving all of the references to everything, but I think they're also doing a good enough job so far of keeping people up to speed, because it's reminding me of bits, but he's filling stuff in. And like you said about Ahsoka and Sabine's relationship, that did frame. I was like, did that happen in Rebels? Or am I just forgetting something? Or
Maybe
we literally. I was going to say my daughter and I literally just finished our 3rd watch through of Rebels right before that episode. I promise you didn't miss it. We just saw it. No, you're good.
Yeah. Oh, and so you are really up to speed. But I really struggled with the thought, because I thought maybe it's a blessing. Because I thought to myself, okay, we go now on the quest of looking for him. It was a prison break. It's not a kidnapping. So why do I need to look for him? Is he a prisoner and cannot reach out to me or any other? Doesn't he want to be found?
There's potentially, it depends, the whole thing of like where or when he is, and like I don't want to go too much into what happens in Rebels, because there could be spoilers for later on potentially, but there's a whole potential thing with time, or at least perception of time, that he may be a prisoner of some kind. He may be an exile of his own doing, and
obviously that key is to find out his last obviously known whereabouts, and obviously as the story progresses, attempt to find out where he is.
Well, and so with the Night Sisters, right, being brought in, which which my daughter called it, that she was a Night Sister. I was like, what? My daughter called it. I couldn't believe it. But, one of the things is that key is in a very ancient ruin. So I don't know that it's so much a key to Thrawn as much as it's a key to where we think Thrawn is trapped. And it seems like this place is like some very ancient, you know, or at least the gateway to it has been closed for a long time. Whatever it is, it sounds like it has some, you know, wrapped up a little bit in the Night Sisters and their magic with a K. And you know, what that means, you know, as far as like, again, you were saying it might not just be a place, it could be time as well.
Yeah, and I've got to say, I love that they're bringing in the Night Sisters, and if we see Dathomir as well, that could be awesome. Yeah, I love they're going down that route, and it's showing a different side of the Force, and potentially like the father, the daughter, and the son route as well could come in with the whole. I've got to admit, I have watched like a breakdown of the episodes, and like they're pointing out about the threes and how important threes are already. So just setting up a bit for that as well. Yeah,
has time travel ever been done in Star Wars?
I want to say, but I also don't. Okay, well, yeah, kind of. Depends. It depends how you see it.
Yeah, other than breaking canon, because I think there's something like, okay, that due to a change in story, now this is old canon, new canon.
Yeah, that's taking me a bit to get my head around, like what's canon and what's not.
Yeah.
One thing I will say that I've enjoyed about like that the animated, you know, series is that, and of course, obviously being something that Dave Filoni does, I do love the mysticism kind of around the Force, where it is more than just this thing that the Jedi and Sith wield, and how there's all these different users of it and different ways to interact with it. And especially in Rebels, I mean, one of my favorite parts is it's very much about this connection to this balance and like life force and things. And so I think that I expect that this show, again, with bringing in the Night Sisters and everything, will delve a little into that and sort of expand what the Force means, not just to Jedi, but to, you know, everyone, all creatures.
Yeah, that's it. Because there's lots of Force users, and they just use it differently. They don't have lightsabers. I think also what TJ said about the Inquisitor. I think that's the Inquisitor Marek. Yeah, because so at the beginning, I don't know if I'm just reading too much into it, but at the beginning where they've got the helmets and that, and there's another potential thing, but he's got blue. His like color is blue, which seems to be associated with good people. So is he going to become a good guy by the end of it? And then the same way, is Sabine going to become a Sith or something? Because she's in red. Her helmet's in red at the beginning.
But isn't red her color? Isn't all her signatures in bright orange?
She's got all the colors, I think, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Well, if I recall, didn't Dave Filoni say that he chose orange for their lightsabers on purpose because they weren't meant to be like the Sith or Inquisitor red. They're meant to kind of signal something else.
Yeah. And they say that a bit, or like the way that he's not an outright Sith, is he? He's still using the Jedi teachings, and he's got a pad. Is it called a Padawan?
Yeah.
So he's not. It's not a Sith, but he's not a Jedi, like he says.
I do wonder about the origin of the orange kyber crystal. I guess it would have to be an orange because my understanding, and I could be mistaken, isn't it that you take a kyber crystal and you basically put all your anger and all of the emotions and stuff into it to turn it red? So how do you get orange? Is that a natural occurring, or is that something similar process wise?
Not quite angry enough. Maybe it's
that's my interpretation.
Just a little mad.
You're angry, but not completely.
Yeah.
You're a lot further. Yeah.
Maybe it's a process. Maybe it goes through orange to red. Is it a step before Sith or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, maybe it's a sign of trauma because he's like a survivor of Order 66, right? I think.
Yeah.
So people are saying Marek could be Ezra. Interesting.
That
They
would be interesting.
Inquisitors were Jedis before, weren't they?
Yeah.
All right.
Although maybe it is sort of going along the lines of what we're hinting at there. In it will show different people using the Force in different ways. Like we've always had in the past, it's been a lot more the straight up and down, the Jedi Order, and Sith with Sith. I use Sith term loosely. And then, certainly in the expanded media, there's been other sort of orders and their different relationships. And, the Jedi was sometimes seen to be very dogmatic to their beliefs and that, whereas some other orders were not as, that sort of dogmatic. And then maybe we are going to see, and that maybe hooks back into the orange, that, it's when they come at it from a different angle, there's a different set of beliefs or something like that. And I think, as into that, with the mysticism of the Night Sisters, and certainly with Dave Filoni, and particularly the Clone Wars, where they went into the whole thing with Darth Maul and Savage Opress and that sort of thing. So I think if we're expanding the story in a different direction, that's good, rather than just getting another carbon copy of what's sort of come before. So
I was going to mention, for anybody who's played the Fallen Order or Soul Survivor, there definitely is that idea of, which, okay, I'm going to try to say this without being spoilery for anybody who hasn't seen it, because even if you don't play the game, I recommend watching all the cutscenes. Number one, they do show how Inquisitors are made, and it's awful. It's an awful, horrible thing, and so I do love that. Not what happens. I love the telling of it. But there is a character in there that may end up with a tie-in to the characters sort of that we're seeing here with Balin and Shin, with that whole kind of not quite good, not quite bad. Well, I don't know. I don't know where they stand, really.
I've played Fallen Order, but I haven't played Survivor yet.
No. I haven't played a Star Wars game since Knights of the Old Republic, but we're going back some time.
Apparently there's a whole bunch of references to that in this as well.
Yeah. Mind you, one of the best games I've ever played, that, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I highly recommend both those games. They are fantastic. They're fantastic stories. Yeah, I'm still angry about the Jedi Survivor, so.
Okay. Intriguing.
Yeah, I still, there's still a character I'm never going to forgive.
I'm gonna have to get that next, I think.
I thought all the cinema photography as well was absolutely spot on. It's brilliant to watch.
Yeah.
Really well done.
Yeah.
It just oozes cool. Like the whole thing is so cool right from the beginning. And like, when Ahsoka cuts the hole and drops down, and then when she like pops back up, and like that droid is waiting, and the colors look absolutely amazing. Like the way the red and the blue and orange.
You can tell that Disney, I think Matt was saying on another previous stream, that Disney have thrown everything at this because they need it to work, basically, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Well, they're always under pressure, aren't they? To perform and to produce something that we can all engage with, because it is a worldwide phenomenon, isn't it? Star Wars. They can't afford to get it wrong.
Lady McBurk, I wanted to address something you said about the characters going from animated to live action. So when I first saw the trailer, I didn't like it because they weren't, because they I was like, whoa, this is weird. I got used to some of the characters, but I would say I've already seen Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. So that was great.
Mhm.
That was fine for me.
Yeah, right.
I am starting to like who they have as Sabine. Like, I feel like in watching her, I felt like, okay, yeah, this feels like a more like a grown-up Sabine in a way.
Yeah.
Hera is not working for me.
Yeah.
She's missing that like kind of motherliness to her. I get that she's the general and things like that, but she did have like this little bit of softness.
Mhm.
So that one is really bothering me. And Chopper who is the best droid on the face of the planet is amazing. I loved seeing Chopper. He is hands down the best droid in Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I loved those parts. Those were great.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, right. Maybe that's with time I ease up on it as well, because I was really struggling. Then I thought, Balin, really love him. And I thought, okay,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know him before. Maybe that's the transition. And then I thought that totally, it makes sense, because Ahsoka, I feel more comfortable in comparison, but I already know her. So maybe with time,
You've got to give it time, though. It's like anything, you know. As the story develops, and each week that you watch it, you'll become accustomed to those characters a lot more, Nicole. So just give it some time, because you will love it. You will.
Yeah. And maybe I
really
forget
get into it.
to compare it to what I'm used to, and just accept it. Those are now like when a crew changes, when with Star Trek, new Kirk, old Kirk, you forget to compare.
Yeah. You've got to look at it as what it is now. You know, you can't use anything to compare it. It's just watch it as, a pure original, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
One thing which I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
think
seems to
a
be.
lot of the times when we get these new series coming out, we have the
Go for it, Matt. It's all good.
Nope. I think. Yep. Sorry. The glitching is always fantastic. I think with these new series, when they come out, because sort of done recaps in the past, and the first couple episodes are always a little bit challenging, because it seems that they've got to set up enough of the world and start weaving a few little threads and hints of things that will come later, and then there is this where we sort of sit back and go, okay, am I meant to know this? I don't know this. I'm not 100% sure on what's happening here. And sometimes it can take a couple episodes to really sort of move forward and sort of get that. I think you've got the Balon character. Is it just me, or does he remind me a lot of like a Count Dooku sort of archetype type character, sort of the wise and very poised and sort of very in control?
Personalities are similar, isn't it? He's charismatic, just the way he conducts himself.
He's got this presence about him as well. This stance,
Yeah, he feels like the old Jedi. I mean, you absolutely believe he like grew up with the Order and was a follower of it. Like he's got that way about him. And one of his quotes when he talks about at the end, killing Ahsoka would be like a shame because there's so few Jedi left. And she, turns around and says, "Oh, sentimental." He's like, "No, just fact." So he has that down. He's doing that very well.
Yeah. And he's also got his own kind of like bigger agenda, it seems, as well, right? When he says about like the power, like what they're going to get out of it, like he's very much got his own plans with whatever they're doing. So, and he's
very anti-Jedi.
Yeah, but they're also mercenaries, right? Because they were paid. He says right from the beginning, they pay well. Yes,
but are they mercenaries because that's what they needed to be to get what they want out of her?
Yeah. I wonder.
So
okay, that's a fair point. Yeah.
I'm curious. But that's what's great though, right? Is that you have these characters that like their motivations, at least to start, aren't completely clear and they're very intriguing. So I'm curious to see how they pan out.
And it's like every character as well. Oops, sorry, Nicole.
Oh, it's just I thought, and even if he is a mercenary, given what he lived through, being a Jedi, then Order 66, then you would think that at one point the universe comes back to you and sees you as the Jedi that I used to be, and that you at one point in your life just get practical and make the best of it. and live to your own set of rules, because your own family, the Jedi, aren't there anymore.
The
Then you
survivors,
create your
right?
own. Yeah.
And every character, going back to the point about like not knowing what they're about, like every character has an unknown background, and they've all seem like they've got some depth to them.
Right.
Like,
And the
really
Jedi killed during the Clone Wars quite a bit. It's not as if they were saints and
yeah, and just throughout, I think, because I'm reading a book from way before like the Empire and stuff, and the Jedi are like a blunt knife, basically, or like they're a hammer, a friendly looking hammer, but a hammer nonetheless. I was also going to say that it seems very much a celebration of women, this series, compared to other Star Wars shows. Like, there's loads of female main characters.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm wrong in having read that in other
no.
shows.
No. I got the same thing as well.
I will say that made me very nervous because there are a lot of people who are, have attributed Kathleen Kennedy and stuff with pushing like this agenda and stuff like with all the women and stuff like that. And I was a little nervous with there not being as many male characters, that this show would kind of get that same treatment of like, this is just, this is terrible, like Star Wars just for the sake of like empowerment. But I haven't seen that. I've seen a little bit of that backlash of like where are all the men, or things like that. But I really want this show to stand on its own as just like great characters and a great story.
And I hope that won't happen, because other than that, what would be the answer to it? Shall we now start counting how many men? Because how many shows are out there where there are more men than women?
Right, yeah. I mean, since the start, we've had powerful female characters right from the beginning. Princess Leia, Padme, they're all inspirational in their own unique way. And I think even if we have such influential female characters, it's not going to be a surprise to me. It's nothing new. It's just going to be in a different context and a different part of Star Wars lore and so on. So, but like I'm with Amber Laya, as long as it's about the characters, it's about the characters, the background, not necessarily the genders and so on. But I do agree with Ollie. I do get a sense there is a very much an overwhelming feel with female characters in this. You got Sabine, you've got is it Hera? Is it Hera the other one? Sorry, my knowledge isn't that particularly great.
Hera,
Yeah, and you got Ahsoka, and then you've got Lady Morgan, and you got all this. So, but they're all characters,
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing at all. I can see where like Star Wars has obviously got history with its fans not being the most accepting bunch of people, to put it lightly.
Especially with Rey.
I could see why, because I realised that I picked up on it because at the beginning it's all the main characters, it is like woman after woman after woman, and like I thought that was great, and if they can pull it off, it can only make it better. But yeah, I can see where people might be like, oh well, yeah, like you say, I'm like, where are all the men? But there are.
I mean, these are outliers, by the way. I'm certainly not. It's just there is this like outliers of people who are just like, trying to push an agenda in Star Wars again, and it's like, but those are all the characters left, okay? If you watched Rebels.
I just wanted to say, in Rebels there weren't so many additional characters. There was Ezra, Kane, and was the
Zeb.
Zeb, yeah.
He's too expensive for the show.
And if they complain, they're still looking for men. Like the men are the what they're looking for at the moment, right? They're like men are still playing an important role in the whole story.
Yeah, including the Grand Admiral that they're all looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, so I am new to Star Wars fandom. So it's only within like the last 2 years that I really got into Star Wars. I had just been a very passive, casual watcher. And so I recently got into it. And the thing that's interesting is I do find that Star Wars fans can sometimes ruin Star Wars for themselves. And I was watching this video of somebody who was critiquing this episode, and they had watched Rebels, and the last scene with Sabine and Ahsoka actually happens in Rebels. It's part of the epilogue. And it was, first off, I thought it was really cool to see it brought to life. But in the animated series, Ahsoka is wearing a white robe and has a staff. Nowhere in the show does it put any meaning to that whatsoever. But apparently the internet and other people had decided this was like her Gandalf the White moment or something. And so when they did it in live action and she didn't have the staff in the gray, like people actually said, oh, they retconned it. And I'm disappointed they changed it. And it's like, changed what? Like this didn't, you decided that there was a meaning to this. Like it's nothing.
Yeah. There's definitely, it does seem to be a thing of ruining it for themselves, like you say. I think that's quite well put. Yeah, because I'm quite new to it, relatively new. Lego definitely got me into it more.
Lego helps.
Yeah. And actually, on the note of Lego, one thing that did make me laugh a little bit was the first thing we see of Ahsoka's shuttle is the underside of it, and everyone's complaining about the underside of it in the Lego sets.
Yeah,
I was just imagining the design like head in hand.
Yeah,
I know. There's a
And
lot
speaking
of
of
stuff.
Lego and Star Wars, did you see the scene? I wanted to go back and check when they are in the ship, and the droid rummaged through the stuff and wants to put the sensor on it on the ship in order to track it. Was one of the first things that he throws out when she says, "I didn't go through your stuff." One of a 1x1 start.
Oh, was it?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Apparently they reference another toy, like a toy R2-D2. So yeah, maybe they've got a Lego reference in there.
Maybe I'm gonna have to when Chopper's going through his stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Chopper. I love live action Chopper. I'm so excited.
I didn't realise it was Dave Filoni's voice for Chopper in Rebels and this now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you can't see it, but Chopper's down there. I got a little from the Galaxy's Edge. And he makes the same voice too. So
yeah.
So
good idea, TJ.
I think one of the things which we've seen come up, and I think it's been pretty through the comments and everyone, is the actor playing Hera or Hera just not sort of working. Does anybody have any sort of thoughts on that as to why? Like, is it? I think Amberline, you mentioned a little bit. She's not got that sort of motherly aspect, even though she's a general. Or is this, anybody got any thoughts on it?
Well, I don't know the background of the character, but just from my perspective, from the perceptions people have of her during Rebels, and if their perception is going to be slightly altered during this series, then if the character's changed, then that's probably normal, because the characters will change. They would have gone through so much for X, Y, and Z reasons, and their characters are going to change. If they're going to be exactly the same as they were in Rebels, that unlikely. It might not be possible. Characters just change over time. They become weaker. They become more sentimental. They can become more aggressive, frustrated, and so on. But that's part of being a human, I suppose. But yeah, that's my take on it.
Character fundamentally changes, because I thought I have kind of an issue with Sabine on how she behaves. She's a Mandalorian, and she made such a journey through Rebels, and then I saw her as, and maybe it's what I missed during her relationship with Ahsoka, because I thought she takes off with the key, and then she acts reckless, and then it gets stolen. That seemed to me so out of character for her to be so reckless and thoughtless.
She's a rebel, though, isn't she? In like an anarchistic meaning of the word. Even in Rebels, she's still the more rebellious one, right?
But would she be thoughtless and careless of
Maybe.
first leaving the ship, then
Yeah, okay.
decoding it, just leaving the hut? It's and leaving everything in the open. It's in the middle of nowhere.
I knew when she said, "Can I take this off the ship? You know, to be with it. You know, in my own time and my own space." I'm thinking, as soon as you're back, she's going to take that off the ship.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, but would anyone, if you have something so valuable, just laying on the table, leaving the place where you store it, and leave the door open?
Yeah, I get the impression Oh, sorry, I'm go for it.
Oh no, I was just going to say, I think one thing is that it's been a long time since they've had to be like that aware, and like they even say in Rebels that like the Empire never comes back to Lothal, and that's where she stayed. So I mean, there's a chance that whole idea of like keep everything secret, things are, you have got to be really careful. She might have just got lax in that time. So I kind of forgive that. She's in her own very safe space where Ezra used to be, where nothing's happened. We know people are going after her, but she doesn't have an inkling of that necessarily.
But she was told by Ahsoka, it must be on the ship. It's not just you. It's there's a war at stake. Be mindful. And not that she takes it off the ship, which is okay, but being a rebel and being youngish, everything. But then just leaving in the open and leaving the room, it's...
Yeah. Is she a little bit off the ball? It's like I get the impression she's been a little bit lost between Rebels and this point, right? Because she's lost Ezra and her family, like being the Rebels, and then obviously there's some bad blood, or like something's happened with Ahsoka where they've fallen out. So like, does she not know her place, and she's not turning up to the ceremony at the beginning? Like, she seems very much kind of stood apart from everything. So is it just that she's not as attuned to everything as she was before?
Okay.
And the whole thing about she's not ready.
I was going to say she didn't go far. She didn't just kind of step outside and get some fresh air and pet the cat.
Yeah, and then she was attacked.
So,
and Ahsoka knew where she was, right? Ahsoka knew exactly where it was, so why wasn't she keeping a closer eye on it?
Yeah.
I love the cat. Yeah, that cat's
Oh yeah.
Oh, the love cats are the best. I want. My coworker has a stuffed one. He has, and I'm just like, I want one so bad.
Of course, it was a cat that warned her that somebody was behind them on the droid.
Yeah. There's been hints towards the animals, like the wolves and the purglers. I can't remember what they're called, but the whale.
But that they already did in Rebels as well, right? The cats.
Yeah, they're really important.
And the ways that she worked out, obviously, with 3 turns for the key, it was no Rubik's Cube, was it? It didn't really take a lot of figuring out.
No, it wasn't
3
hard.
turns, and that was it. That was it.
Yeah.
You think Ahsoka would have known how to do that?
Can you tell me whether I missed something, or is it really a strange conversation that they had between Ahsoka and Sabine? Because my memory of the 2 episodes and the how it went down was Ahsoka telling she's not ready, Sabine saying, I don't know whether she wants me to come back, and then the last message was, okay, I'm ready. And I thought, you thought she doesn't want you. Ahsoka thought she doesn't want and is not ready, and without any conversation of them in between, other than that they talk to Hera, there's something missing, isn't it?
Well, okay.
No, I was just going to say, doesn't she say so in the episode? Doesn't one of the characters say to Ahsoka, "How do you know if you're ready?" And didn't she just say, "You just know"?
Yeah. So
yeah,
because it's in parallel. Hera is working on Ahsoka, and then Huyang is talking to Sabine about, like, you know, because they're having that whole conversation in the hospital. You know, which is hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. And I think that it's the conversation Sabine has with Huyang where she's like gonna say I'm ready, and I don't think Sabine says it knowing like that Ahsoka's gonna take her, you know, and that Ahsoka's waiting for that. I think it was that she's stepping up and, you know, it taking that chance instead of I don't know if she wants me, you know, to come back and things like that.
Yeah, but that's what I thought is so strange. She thinks that Ahsoka does not want her, and then the only thing that she says is I'm ready. I thought, okay, and that does mean now what?
Because I guess some stuff does happen between that, though, right? Like being attacked and I can't remember. So, yeah, generally being attacked and stabbed and getting over it and helping, and I guess getting back into the swing of things and seeing that there is a bigger problem like going on around, and that people need to step up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Tom was really upset. He was watching it with me. He said, "Oh no, they can't kill a character off just like that." In the first episode.
Although I know there are all the memes about you know, getting stabbed by the lightsaber and surviving, and there was one joke that they were like, too bad, you know, this technology wasn't around for Qui-Gon. He like seems to be the only one who dies from the lightsaber in the gut.
I do wish Star Wars would actually just finally kill somebody early on. I just think Star Wars lack a lot of bottle in that sort of sense. There is absolutely nothing wrong to killing off Sabine in that first episode. There's nothing wrong with it. If they want to take Star Wars to the next level, because, you know, obviously it's gone on for so many years. You know, Darth Vader is the summit of being the antagonist. Why can't they just make one big bold step and just kill somebody early on? I just watched a TV series not long ago. That's not Star Wars. Complete opposite to Star Wars, right? It's actually the spin-off to Sex and the City, by the way, right? I do like that. And there was a character that died in the first episode. A main character died in the first episode. Why can't Star Wars do that? You know, why couldn't they just do that?
Fear.
I think Sabine could have been killed off in episode 1. Really do.
I think they'd just get slated, wouldn't they? If they did that.
Didn't they kill the Grand Inquisitor?
Yeah.
No,
Wait, do you reckon it's
they
Paul
brought him
Wrighton?
back.
Do you reckon it's Paul Wrighton? Is like, because didn't it happen to in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, Reva? Shouldn't she have been killed on that spot after she had that little confrontation with Vader?
So many of people died in that episode.
Yeah.
In that show, I mean, there's so many problems. So many. The jacket thing. So many problems.
I think as an opening cliffhanger, though, over time, because they keep on doing it, it becomes just cheaper and cheaper each time you do it. Like, you do it to get that emotional reaction, but then you get back to the next episode, and as I sort of jokingly said, the Monty Python "'tis but a scratch," and you just move forward with it. And it kind of like, you know, is it the sort of thing that you just wrote so quickly yourself into a corner with that, or, you know, it just. I
feel like that. I think that scene was okay. I think what happened is because they've done it so often and in ridiculous ways that it hurts this scene. Because my husband and I were talking about it, and he's like, "Well, you kind of got stabbed in front of the hospital, so you're going to be okay." You know what I mean? Type of thing where it's not that unreasonable that she couldn't get medical care right away and get saved. But they've done it so often that this scene hurts for it. And I think that there could be a reason, because this is her first time facing, you know, Shin, that there could be another battle later, and it was important to kind of maybe show her, that she's not doing that well, and that she does get defeated in a way here. And I mean, I don't think Shin was gonna back away until she stabbed her. So that there could be a very good storytelling reason for that.
It only is
thing which
weird that they don't let finish the job from a storytelling perspective, because that's what I thought of when the Inquisitor was supposedly killed, and then I thought, okay, head off or something so that you are sure. Why have us stop?
He just popped about nowhere, didn't he?
Yeah, they haven't learned, have they? I guess they haven't learned from all these people not dying.
Yeah.
If you want to see people die, play the video games.
Yeah.
They need to kill off more characters because Star
Or
Wars.
at least make them injured. Give them a limp or something.
Especially if there's something at stake. Because with the Grand Inquisitor, I thought, if I kill someone like him, I better make sure he is dead and not having him on the ground and walk away, hoping that he's going to stay dead.
You mean like Obi-Wan and Anakin at Revenge of the Sith? I'll just take your arms and legs off and steal your lightsaber and walk away.
Right.
Nothing will happen there. But okay, maybe we'll just go around and sort of do either predictions or where you'd like to see the story go or what you'd like to see. So maybe starting with Ollie, what from where we're at here, whether it's this series, what would you like to see happen?
I think a continuation of the whole other side of the Force, not Jedis. There seems to be a theme there, like Ahsoka says she's not a Jedi, or she's not a Jedi. Is it Balin says he's not a Jedi? Like, no one's a Jedi in this, and you continuing that, and Force users in general, and not even just people, like the animals. I'd love to see the animal side of it, and tying everything, the whole galaxy and universe together with the Force. I think I'm looking forward to that side, and the Night Sisters. I really hope they bring in some like really cool battle scenes with the Night Sisters, because they will just destroy. Yeah, that had a really cool side to the fighting.
May actually see somebody die properly then. So
maybe.
Okay, Lady McBrick, any sort of what would you like to see or predictions?
I hope we see the same phenomenon like with Mando, because last season of The Mandalorian, I really feared that the whole season would be about Mando taking a bath, trying to get to the place, finding not poisoned, and at the end, not poisoned, being redeemed, going back. That's season 3 of Mandalorian. That's what I fear. In the end, turned out to be totally different. I loved it. And I now really hope that it's not, as Stott said, all the season we are looking for Thrawn, and at the end find him and then continue. I really hope that in maximum 2 episodes we find him, and then the actual action will start. And that will take us into a direction that I cannot foresee. Maybe there are hints already placed that I didn't recognize, but something totally different will the first episode of Ahsoka will be. And it's just the start of it, finding Thrawn. And Ezra, maybe.
Yep. Okay, great. Amberlaya, where would you like to see things go or think they may go?
Yeah. I will say Dave Filoni is not afraid to kill people off. I've probably cried more in Rebels and Clone Wars for characters than I've ever in any Star Wars. So you hold on, he'll kill some people, I'm sure. Also, I'm definitely with you, Lady McBrick. I don't see how they could stretch it out, because in all fairness, they have everything they need to open the portal or whatever. So also, I feel like they showed a lot of that in the trailers, and my hope is that, you know, the trailer stuff is like the first couple episodes anyway, so I'm hoping all that kind of comes to fruition. I definitely want to see Ezra. I would love to see Ezra come back in some way, shape, or form. Obviously, whatever the story does, they have to make sure that it makes sense for the canon, and that you don't just have like another like powerful like Jedi-ish running around that just didn't help with like any of the, I guess what you would call the next the sequel trilogy. I do think they'll be doing a lot of connecting there, which I kind of find interesting, the idea of like how the First Order came to power in some ways. They are kind of putting some of those things into place. So I think that'll be interesting. But I want a good story. I really do. I want a good story and more Chopper.
Yeah.
I'd say, we're probably going to get a lot more Chopper, and maybe something to have a think about. And we'll come once we go through around this. Some of the obvious Lego sets which might come out next. Okay, yes, we've got 3 ships coming, sort of thing. But having seen the first episode or 2 episodes, what else might be good candidates for it? So, One Brick Stud, what would you like to see or hope the series direction takes?
Well, I'm with Ollie in the sense of I want them to steer clear away from Jedis. I want this series to explore new regions of the universe, like galaxies, ancient regions, unknown regions, different cultures, different races, and just really expand on the universe. I do want the series to not be so cute, because I do criticize Star Wars for being a little bit too cute, and it needs to be a little bit more brutal, because not say brutal, but a bit more realistic. If you got an opportunity to kill somebody, just do it. And I guess that because even though I like the sequel trilogy, I was never impressed with Kylo Ren, and Moff Gideon, I think he was a bit hit and miss for me. He looked cool. But I want Thrawn to be somebody that is going to be so feared, and I want him to be an absolute juggernaut of an antagonist, And I want Star Wars to start producing antagonists that could reach the Emperor category or the Vader category, but it needs to stop being so cute all the time. You can have your little furry animals here and there and so on in a few lovey-dovey moments, but it's about evil versus good. So Star Wars needs to reflect things that represent evil. It doesn't do it enough for me, but hopefully this series can finally start doing that.
Okay, yeah, no, I think there's an interesting idea or interesting point you have there in terms of having a big bad, which is a big bad. Like, I think with the prequels, at least with episode 1, you looked at Darth Maul, you knew that was evil, and that he could handle himself. From the few little snippets that we've sort of seen of Thrawn so far, you sort of go, okay, is he more a dictatorial type evil, just in terms of he's able to control everyone? But how would he handle himself in a fight, sort of thing? Darth Vader, from the second you saw him in episode 4 come on screen, the presence and everything, you're like, okay, yes, this is a really evil sort of character.
But was Maul really evil? From the movie, I maybe would have thought it, but then you watch Clone Wars, you watch Rebels, you learn about him and his brother, the Night Witches. Is he really evil, or was he made evil? Especially in the Rebels, he has a
He's a conflicted guy.
Yeah. Particularly after he goes crazy and everything. But
Thrawn can handle himself from Rebels, at least. Like, he trains with I can't remember the names of the bots, but with like the toughest bots.
Assassin droids.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's just him training. So
yeah.
So hopefully they do reflect that. That would be awesome.
with that in there. So, all right then. Moving along to Trevor. What would you like to see in the series, or hope the direction it takes?
Well, for a start, I want to see more of those assassin droids. Boy, are they good. The explosion at the beginning. Oh, God, that was just amazing.
Oh.
Amazing special effects.
But didn't you feel it took a while for them to actually explode? Because it seemed like Ahsoka was running quite a long time.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Because you think something like that. I wasn't expecting an explosion so vast and so wide, to be fair. So
The video I saw said about that black dust, though, was
Yeah,
like
that's
flammable, so it looked like the whole place had been set up as a trap.
yeah,
yeah, I think so.
yeah. More than likely to hide that, that key.
Yeah, like a fail-safe kind of thing.
And I also want to see more from Balon, because I think there's more to come from that character, because obviously he survived Order 66, and I think, being a Jedi once and coming into this, I think I'd like to see more from his character as it evolves. I think there's more to come. I think there'll be a twist somewhere along the line with his character. And more from Chopper. I agree with you, Amberline.
Okay, excellent.
So,
yeah, no, it's I'm sort of very much in the vein of what a lot of people sort of said already. I always, as a couple of the others, Trevor and Belaya, watching it with my kids as well, and they were really hanging out to see this and thoroughly enjoyed it, and all the couple lightsaber fights, and particularly when you had Ahsoka, is on that sort of bridge type thing, and then jumps out, smashing the glass, and starts chasing off after that. Just seeing some of those set pieces and sequences, and just having fun with them. And certainly, if we have Thrawn or something, or the Night Sisters, I think they've triggered off enough threads that there can be some really interesting stories there. And I think, as what's been said before, Star Wars fans sometimes can ruin things for themselves, so not getting too wrapped up on that and just having a bit of fun. And as Nicole sort of said, not really knowing where the story might go because you can't think of it, and being somewhat surprised with that. So I think there's lots of potential there. So just quickly then, what do people think in terms of Lego sets which may came out of this so far?
Oh, very good. I think the one that stands out for me, wow, in terms of the whole set, I think Ghost. I think the Ghost ship looks really, really good. I think the interior is, lacking a little bit, but the Ghost ship looks really good, and you got the Phantom as well with it. But I think these sets, and I'm with Brick Hive in a sense that these ships look like, and then they're more made for playing, but some of these ships really lack display value for me. But they just look, they don't go to the next level. But the minifigures, I got no complaints with any of the minifigures whatsoever. I think they're all amazing, really, really good. But yeah, I might pick one or two of them up, but not at the moment. But they are decent. They are very decent.
I reckon it'd be
I agree with Brickapix. I think we need a Lego buildable chopper.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, please, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, BD1 was so fun to build.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I loved it. I loved the idea. If they could do a buildable chopper, I'd love it.
Yeah, I guess it's being an astromech. It wouldn't take much to kind of rejig one of the R2D2s, would it?
Yeah.
He just needs his little hands.
Yeah, he'd have to have his hands, wouldn't he?
Yeah, because he does. He has hands, which is, I love it. I love his
If he
hands.
can make them move as well, that would be amazing.
Oh,
Some kind of
I just very quickly, did you at Brickworld Chicago? Somebody had built a full-size chopper that moved and had the hands and stuff and everything. It was fantastic.
I have seen it briefly. Yeah, I need to look that up properly.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Sure, on there. Okay, so we might just do a quick run around. If people want to give a score out of 10 and sort of for the 2 episodes together, and just any summary thoughts or anything like that. So, Brigaskew, Ollie, score out of 10?
I reckon I'd go 8.5. I'm not quite pushing on 9, but I thought it was really good. I really like that this is taking a different direction, and that it's tying it back into Rebels as well, and whatever else it's tying it back into, Clone Wars and all of that. But I'm excited. I hope they keep it a really strong start, and I hope they don't slow down with it. I think, like Nicole said, if they can find Thrawn in the next episode, rather than drag it out for a couple of episodes, just keep going strong.
Okay, brilliant. Moving on, Nicole, sort of score out of 10 and thoughts?
Oh, I'm so torn because from the visual aspect, it would be 9 out of 10. But from the character recognition and acceptance and feeling in love, falling in love with it, when I compare it to everything else in the Star Wars universe, I like Mandalorian, Obi-Wan, Endor better. But just because I struggle with the characters and I like Balin most, and the others I'm struggle with. But just from the visual, it's 9 out of 10. So in general, I would 7.5 out of 10.
Okay, great. Yep, no, that's fair enough, and certainly can appreciate that you're getting thrown a whole bunch of characters and trying to make heads or tails out of it. I'm a bit in the same boat, so fair enough.
But the visuals are amazing.
Yeah, definitely. So, Amber Liar, same sort of thing. Score out of 10, sort of thoughts so far?
Yeah, I think for this combined episode, I would give it, I'm going to say an 8. And in all fairness, it gets bumped to an 8 for the nostalgia factor, because there really was this, like when Hera's in the ship, when she's in the Phantom and she's talking to Chopper, and that whole thing just brought me joy, just seeing that brought to life. There were a lot of things. And again, like Lothal, I mean, Lothal is gorgeous and beautiful, but at the same time, Hera did not sit well with me. Another thing, I can't imagine her as I can't imagine her speaking French, because her character has that French accent and stuff, when she has her native, when she's with her family and stuff. So that that kind of ruined it a little for me, but I so far things seem really good. And again, it's an 8 because I didn't walk away going, oh my God, that was amazing. I think we're at a great start. But we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. Fingers crossed. I really want it to be good.
Yeah, no, I can fully appreciate that. And also in the chat, if you guys want to give your scores out of 10, I saw Brickapits give a 10 there. I know as soon as I saw it the other day, I got a message going, what did you think? What did you think? So moving along then, one Brick Stud, score out of 10 and sort of thoughts.
So I can only go in with the perspective of only seeing these 2 episodes. I haven't seen Rebels. So whether I'm at a disadvantage, I don't know. But I'm with everyone in terms of visuals. The visuals is beautiful, really is beautiful. And watching, I'm treating it as one big episode, not 2 separate episodes. It's kept me thinking about what's going to happen. What's going to happen when they get to Thrawn? Where is he? What's that going to look like? I'm excited for the Night Sisters and so on. So it's kept me going. I would give it so far 7 out of 10. Because it's given me, because you can learn a lot from the first couple of episodes as to where it could go in terms of the feel for the series. Like I said before, I don't want it a little bit cute. I want to see a little bit more brutality. I mean, you say it might be, it could ruin it if they killed Sabine. I don't see a problem in that. I think they could have done that. That could have actually really gave that series such a powerful momentum if they have done that. But that's just obviously my thought. But I'll give it a 7, maybe a 7.5 out of 10.
I have to ask,
great.
have you seen Andor?
Have I seen Andor?
Yeah, have you seen Andor?
Yeah, I've seen Andor. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it went a bit too. I think it dragged on a little bit. It was very sort of it wasn't as yeah, you know, it is the atmosphere with Andor was a bit long-winded, but I did watch Andor. I did like it.
Okay, yeah, no, I felt like Andor seemed a little up your alley, just with you wanting like the little more, I guess what they called the adult Star Wars.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I saw Andor. Oh.
Yeah, it's interesting, Amberlai, because I was thinking a bit the same, and I was going to ask if Ollie had happened to see Andor, because that certainly could have had some more of the brutal aspect in there. So, and seeing Stud in the chat there, 8.95, very specific there for a score. And Trevor, what was your thoughts and sort of rating out of 10?
I'm going to go with an 8, personally. I think obviously we're only into the first 2 episodes. There's a lot more to come as the story evolves. But I just want to touch on something that we haven't touched on. And I thought that the music score was absolutely spot on.
Yep.
And that to me could make or break a production anyway. And all the music, I don't know whether anybody else felt, I don't know, there was a few twist of sort of Mandalorian in there, Jedi, and obviously, you know, Star Wars. But I thought the score was absolutely spot on. I really did.
I believe it was. I think I saw something on that, and it was the original, the composer who did Rebels originally.
Right.
And who, like, they were saying at first he was kind of going off John Williams, but as the show continued, he definitely had like his own thing going on there. And that, and I saw a lot of praise for when he brought it to, like, you know, live action. The music was definitely spot on, just like you said.
Yeah, I think it can make or break, and it really did.
Absolutely.
It just went in tandem with it. So yeah, I'll give it an 8, and I'm so looking forward to seeing how this evolves, and especially, and I hope, like Chris just said, that they don't drag it out too many episodes to get to Thrawn. You know what I mean? We don't want it at the very end. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops. But yeah, looking forward to next week's episode.
Okay. Brilliant. Yep. Yeah, I'd be sort of in possibly about sort of an 8 out of 10. I thought it was a solid introductory type episode. Visually, as everyone said, it was amazing. There was a lot of threads getting triggered off there. Fortunate enough that, you know, can sit down and enjoy this with the kids and sort of get their take on things, and, you know, not get too wrapped up in some of the minutiae, which, you know, as things sort of mentioned, that, you know, can be our own worst enemies sometimes with this. Like what's been said, I'm hoping that Thrawn is only a couple episodes away. And I think, as has been said in the, I think Ollie and then Stud as well in the comments there, more of the Night Sisters and getting away from the traditional Force that we've seen, and, you know, taking a different approach on it. So yeah, it's certainly off to a solid start, and hopeful for what comes next. Is there? We might sort of start to wrap up in a little bit here. Is there anything that anybody else want to make comment on, or just sort of touch upon something we haven't really spoken about?
Not really. I just one thought. Everyone said that the visual was brilliant. I hope it will be kept up. Not that everything was thrown into the first 2 episodes, and then it dies down through the episodes, and then it flattens.
I think personally, sorry.
No, go on, mate. You go first.
I think personally they've set the standard, Nicole. I mean, especially, like I say, with the music, the visuals, the storyline. I think they've set themselves as a good foundation. I wouldn't expect that. I'd expect more, if I'm honest.
I hope so. It's just
I don't think you'll
reminds
be
me of.
disappointed.
Yeah, it's just it reminds me of I haven't been to the movies in forever, but when I watched a 3D movie back in the day, and I thought, okay, the first 10 minutes, lot of 3D. It felt as if someone were producing a movie, thinking of producing a 3D movie. Halfway through the movie, they realized, oh my God, I forgot that this is a 3D movie. Beginning has now 3D. At the end, let's throw in a bit of 3D because we totally forgot about it.
I feel like they've set themselves up though. Like I think they've set this series up. There's so much expectation. I know it's probably true of loads of shows, but there's so much expectation on this one, and there's not also just fan expectation. Like a lot of Disney Plus hangs on this as well. I think because there's so much like stuff getting cut and all
they
of
need
that.
it to do well, don't they? They need it to do well because I think Disney is struggling.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there more pressure than on Obi-Wan and Andor and Mandalorian?
Well, nobody saw Andor.
I really liked Andor. I know.
Oh, Andor is fantastic. It is
Andor's
one of
brilliant.
the best I've ever seen. Like, I mean, just outside of Star Wars, it's an amazing piece of episodic television. But nobody saw it. The marketing wasn't really well done. And I mean, Mandalorian season 3 didn't do that well. A lot of people fell off with it. Book of Boba Fett didn't do well.
So that was strange.
Didn't do well.
That felt as if they wanted to produce Boba Fett, and then they lost track of it. And during some episodes, that's the title of the show. There should have been a Boba Fett in it.
It's Mandalorian 2.5, isn't it?
Exactly.
Do you think Star Wars
the
is
best
doing too much?
episodes of the series?
Do you think Star Wars is doing too much? There's too much. You know, we're going to go to this place at this time with these characters. Do you reckon they're just doing too much?
We need another film. I know that.
And I like that they do this much, but then I like the details. Like with Marvel. I, for instance, I buy into all the comics and stuff. So I love it when they go off onto the more obscure stuff, and I love it in Star Wars. But I appreciate that I'm not the only target audience, and there's people that don't read into the lore and the background and everything. So maybe
I think
I feel like
I think they're two different things, and because when you watched the first 2 episodes that we've seen, I think it works out to about hour and 40 minutes. You basically got a feature film in terms of running time. Okay, maybe a bit less, a bit more. But it enables you, I think, because as you do it over the series, you can let it breathe a little bit more and let things hang and have more plot threads. And I think sometimes we're coming from initially watching Star Wars in films where everything, because you had the 2.5 hour runtime, you had to make everything obvious and you couldn't really leave too much hanging, whereas you can do that in the TV series. And I think sometimes people need to keep that in mind a little bit. So I think they're two different animals. It's interesting in terms of when they did the Obi-Wan series, which I think was at 6 or 7 episodes, and they spent, I think the budget on that was something like 160 million, which, that's serious feature film money. I would imagine this is going to be something serious, similar. And as they're sort of saying, like in terms of Disney Plus and all the cutbacks and everything like that, like I know in the UK, the price is getting jacked up like significantly in a month or two.
Yeah.
So it's, for me, I'm a big Marvel fan, and I've just completely fallen off the cliff with the Marvel stuff. Like that's just not doing it for me anymore. So if Star Wars wasn't to perform, you'd certainly be going, why do I still have Disney Plus? Pixar isn't as strong as what it used to be. Sorry, Amber, are you gonna?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I am.
I was just going to mention, I don't know if it's about doing too much, as it feels like, because there's so much to explore with Star Wars. You have this rich, amazing universe and all of these different stories you could tell, and that would be, and for all different types of fans, which is fantastic. But I feel like it's when they try to push too much of like the marketing stuff in it when it gets wrapped up in like, you know, let's you know, we can't have a show without, you know, Grogu coming back because, like, you know, that's a nice little money maker for us. Or like sometimes it feels like there's just things in there for the ability to market and you know, because Disney, as you know, as a studio, yes, they make movies, but also like they have their theme parks and all of these different ways that they tie in. So they're always thinking about, you know, what else outside of this can we do? And I feel like if they focus more on the stories and let those, you know, kind of let the fans figure out like the characters that they're going to love and that the stories, you know, and be okay with taking a chance that we're going to fall in love with another character, another story and things like that, it would be fine.
Yeah. I think I do have a prediction or maybe a hope for this, and it ties into films. I predict that they'll open up the Star Wars universe and the Force user universe, and then for the films, go back way before the original films, like so be old. I don't even know what the names are.
The High Republic.
High Republic, yeah. I want them to go back there, and I feel like they could potentially set it up here.
You should play Jedi Survivor.
Yeah, it's on my list. It's like very high on my list. I've been waiting for it to come down in price, and that's about now.
Yeah. You should definitely play that.
Cool. All right. Yeah, we might. I'm just thinking in terms of we could open whole films and that might be a topic for next week's chat. Because certainly I don't think anything is scheduled until at least 2025, and it might even be after that. Which, you know, that the last film came out, was it 2018, 2019? So it's going to be
2018 because it must be for Corona.
Yeah. So it's going to be
as late as that. I thought it was before. No, yeah.
I thought it was 2019, wasn't it? When was the last film? Was it Rise of Skywalker?
It wasn't 19.
Skywalker,
2019, yeah, because it came
No,
out.
I think it was 18. No, because 9 was it?
What, Rise of Skywalker?
I'm pretty sure it was 18. I'm pretty sure it wasn't 19. I'm trying to think where I was living.
Rise of Skywalker came out 2019 because I think it came out a few months before COVID.
But when
when
was COVID? Wasn't COVID March 2019?
2019, yeah.
2020.
Yeah. And since COVID, I
2020.
definitely haven't been to a movie theater, and I watched it at the theater.
Oh, sorry, I meant like technically it all started like the end of 2019, and then sorry,
COVID-19,
yeah. Star Wars 2019. That is correct. I checked it out here. Yeah.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
So yeah, you're looking at least 6 years between films, which, you know, considering, as Amberlai was saying, the merchandising aspect and everything else which comes out. So certainly, I think something we can pick up next time around. So just with that in mind, thanks very much for Amberlai joining the stream for the last hour to talk.
Thank you.
Ahsoka, appreciate you coming on, and we'll do it again next week. Hopefully you'll be able to join us then. And I know you rearranged a few things to be here, so I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think we'll just do a quick run around what people got coming up on their socials, and then we'll be out of here. So, Ollie, if you want to kick us off.
I am going to be moving house, so I'm probably going to be fairly quiet, other than pictures of, I don't know, packed up Lego. I think I'll try and make it for the Star Wars chat next week. I have to figure out how I'm going to watch it. That's a good point. I don't know where I'm going to watch it, but I will watch it somewhere.
Well, yeah, you cancelled your internet, haven't you?
Yeah, well, I've got internet here. My TV will be here, so yeah, maybe I'll watch it here.
So the last thing you'll move.
Well, actually, I'll be able to watch it here. I can watch it before we get the keys. That's fine. I can watch it in the morning. But yeah, moving house. That is me. So that's going to dominate my life for the next couple of weeks, laying down floorboards and painting walls and trying to build a Lego room.
Very
everything there. Okay, brilliant, excellent. Lady McBrick, what have you got coming up on your socials and all that good stuff?
Hopefully Gringotts, definitely Hogwarts, and definitely a CMF big box.
Awesome.
Yeah, maybe this time I even am able to open the CMF box online. Fingers crossed. Second try. I think the third time is the charm, right?
Yes, it's supposed to be.
Right.
It can be. Yeah. Cool. All right, then we'll look forward to seeing that. Third time's the charm, or second time.
Right.
Amber, what have you got coming up on your socials?
Yeah, actually, there's a lot. On Saturday, I think it's going to be 2 p.m. Eastern time. TJ, if you're in the chat, correct me. But TJ and I on Twitch are actually going to go over all of the sets that are coming out for September 1st. Mostly because I feel like with all the rumors and stuff, you kind of forget when like release day comes around. So we're kind of going to go over all of those. Tuesday, I'll have my regular stream on Twitch, and then Wednesday we fixed the technical issues. Our D&D stream is now on Wednesday nights, so we've been able to do that with Jesse's Brick Galaxy, Brick Hive, and KO, as well as my husband's the DM. And then on September 1st, I'm actually going to be streaming, I think, for like 5 hours. I am going to be going to the Lego store. Ideally, I will be coming home with all of the Ahsoka sets, and I'm going to start building the Ghost online. So that is my big thing that I'm planning for September 1st. And yeah, that should do it.
just a few little things there to keep you occupied.
Just a few.
Great. Okay. Yeah. And everybody's details are down below, so you can share, like, and subscribe and do all that good things. And One Brick Stud, what have you got sort of coming up on your socials?
Well, at the moment, I'm just busy with one or two things. Work, as I said at the beginning, I'm just finishing my one position, and then I'm in a couple of weeks starting my new job in sports coaching. And at the moment, I'm just trying to get ethical clearance for my PhD. So that's taking up a bit of time, because at the moment it's largely going to work, coming home, doing university work up until about this time, and then going to bed and starting all over again. So at the moment, I'm just applying a bit of a break on the Lego side, but it's actually become perfect timing because I've been doing, as you know, I've been building a few little Lego Harry Potter sets, because obviously that's my main thing. But at the moment, I'm preparing for when I then purchase Gringotts next week. So I will be purchasing Gringotts, maybe the Hogwarts Castle and Ground sets as well. And then I'll be going to be literally going all out on Instagram, probably taking a picture of every single brick, every single minifigure, every single place you can go from top to bottom at Gringotts. Take a picture of it, expanded with Diagon Alley, and so on. And then that's that, you know. And I hopefully that will set me up nicely for September, you know, because I want to spread the experience, because it's not all the time you get your white whale set, you know, as much as we love Lego, you know, but there's always that one set which just literally is, you know, you can't describe it. And then I can hopefully build it, you know, gradually on this stream as Family Bricks, as I've been here for the past 3 weeks, and I hope that continues. So I hope I can share that experience with you guys, and then everybody else in the Lego community. And yeah, that's pretty much it at the moment. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant, excellent. No, we certainly look forward to that, and certainly it's always great to see, as you say, somebody, when you get your white whale, seeing the joy that they really get out of it, and, you know, appreciating the finer details of everything. So look forward to seeing that in the coming weeks. And Trevor, what do you got coming up on your socials?
I built this evening Gryffindor, the house banner.
Nice set. Lovely.
Very
Those the 3D card that you put at the back is just it's brilliant. Good alternative for stickers.
Does it fold in? What does it do? Does it fold in half? Fold in half?
becomes
Or,
a banner.
Yeah.
Look,
Sorry.
yeah. Oh, sorry. Right, yeah.
Hang on. Do it properly. There we go.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
That's nice. That.
And just folds out then. And then
Can
they
you hang
do
on a
give
wall?
you. Yeah, you've got the hook there, and then they do give you, once you've got these up, you've got little chairs that you could put on there, and then you can put your characters on. So yeah, they're really nice little builds, really are.
Yeah, I think these sets are little hints as to what the next big set's going to be in the theme.
Oh, and that sword looks cool.
I was going to say that sword is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful sword, that is.
Yeah.
Oh, I broke it already. Broke it. But in terms of, I'm still working on my Hocus Pocus stop motion. I'm currently started bag 8 now out of 14 bags. So that's just taken me a month to do that. So I'm well on target to get that all done and all the stop motion film ready for Halloween. So pleased with that. And I'll be creating, you may have seen some teasers as it's coming along, some reels and some shorts on my YouTube channel. So yeah, look out for those. As I am hyping this up. I think I deserve to. After nearly, it will be 2 months work on it. So brick by brick, frame by frame. So yeah, I'm enjoying that. I've said this many times before that you really do appreciate a set when you build it in stop motion form, because it just takes you an absolute age. But yeah, you certainly appreciate the design, all the effort that's gone into it. So and when I work through the instructions, I'm actually working through backwards, if you know what I mean. I'm building things backwards to make sure that when it comes on film, it appears as though you're building the whole set together. So yeah, it's taking quite a bit of work, but I'm really enjoying it. I can't wait for doing more teasers and to get it advertised and get it out there for Halloween. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Very cool.
Brilliant. Yeah, no, we certainly look forward to it, and know how much time you put into these and the way that the other ones have turned out in the past. So obviously, as you said, 1 month down, and Halloween will be creeping up on us in no time. So it'll be a good one to get out there as well. So, brilliant.
It's quite spooky how time's going.
Oh yeah, September next week.
We can all call ourselves a dad joke survivor. As for me, Sunday we'll have the 3 o'clock UK time, 10 a.m. EST. Be the family builds. A couple of parents in there building with kids. Which will be good. Always good fun for that. Saturday release, I think, top 5 most expensive Lego sets. I think it's 2004, and it's starting to see a bit of a change in the types of things that you sort of get there. And then back again next Thursday for this stream again, and I think we'll do the Ahsoka hour, the 3rd hour, as we've done this. So it's been great chatting with everyone, and particularly having Amberlaya come along and fill us in on some of the Rebels goodness that was we'll probably get a little bit more context, so appreciate that. Just quickly before we get out of here, thanks to some of the people being in the chat. We had K.O. King Orndorff, TJ, Stud Serious, Omega Man, Brick Hive, Monarch, and others that were there. Shout out to the replay gang, share, like, subscribe, and I think, does anybody else have anything to comment on or say before we get going?
Just stay creative, everyone. Have fun.
No, I got one thing to say. I'd just like to say thank you to Amberlaya, because I think I was engaging with Fab Blondie's stream about a month or so ago, and talking about having that confidence to appear on the live stream. So your comments actually encouraged me to come on here. So just want to say thank you, and for being probably a bit of a role model to me over the past year. You know, you really have seen you've grown in your channel, and it's just inspired me to take a step forward. So just want to say a huge thank you to Amber Elia.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, I have to say, it's always wonderful to have amazing people like you in the community. So thank you for doing this and taking that step. It's so important.
Amazing, even though I want Sabine dead. Yeah, I know.
It's okay. You didn't watch Rebels. It's okay.
I know. I need to watch it. I'll probably change.
Yeah, because in all fairness, if you watched Rebels, you'd be like, "We've had enough death. Thank you."
Oh, okay, all right.
You'd be like, "We're good."
Yeah, if you killed off any of them straight
Give us a
away.
break.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah, no, it's since Amber Elia's come on the scene, and it hasn't been that long. As you've been an example of a massive positive contribution. There's also I know it's now defunct, but Callie Brickclick, I think, did at least one interview or session with Amber Elia, and that's,
it was so fun. So fun.
That's a great listen. So I think, really sort of learned a lot about that, sort of about you out of that, because it's such an interesting format and things. So definitely recommend anyone go and check that out as well. So
thank you.
Brilliant. And no, thanks to everyone on the panel who came along and had a chat. We always appreciate that and building, and we will see you all next week. Bye.
Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Mr. Bigger, det blir superduper!
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.